If you're not getting the Mega Man Star Force collection, you better get it. You better get it.
I think you should get Tomodachi Life Living the Dream this week, and then when
Okay, listen, that game's gonna sell. That game's gonna sell. No.
Both of y'all came in to shield for some bullshit video games.
No. Listen, you know why I'm doing it. You know why I'm doing it. Also, you know what? You know what's crazy? You know what I gotta say? I finally got to Star Force 3. That game is crack. Oh my god, I forgot how good that game was. That game is
That's not a good thing.
That's good. Crack in a good way. In a healthy way.
There's no such thing as crack.
There's healthy crack.
Wow.
It's called Mega Man.
You're gonna have to find the scientific study that proves that.
Okay. I'm just saying, story fun, not as good as one, but it's fun. Gameplay, simplified, streamlined. They figured they got the science down. I'm just saying, my boy Gio is a gangster in this game, bro. I love his character in this game. He's awesome, badass even, I'd say. I'm just saying.
You love a villain, Jig, is what you're telling
What?
me?
Gio's the protagonist. What are you talking about?
I know you said he was a gangster.
No, I meant like that, like the slang way. Like he's a badass. That's all I meant.
Okay. Just saying.
Come on.
We had this conversation with the Penguin, man. That's a problem. That's a problem of the generation of today, audience. Too many people are so turned on by villains being anti-heroes or misunderstood villains. Let's bring villains back to being villains.
Sometimes I want to play as a villain. Is that
it's funny you say that? It's funny you say that. We got villains in this one. We got real villains. We have child murdering villains. Successful child murdering villains.
You say like they haven't been trying to kill children the whole franchise.
That's true. You know? So that's the whole Star Wars franchise. People try to murder children, but one succeeds. This one actually succeeds, okay? Not our protagonist. He does successfully kill a child. A child does die in the story.
I know there's a term for killing children. It's like something. So I
don't think you open up the podcast for that though.
Well, sure. But what we'll open up the podcast is.
Well, we're gonna open up a subsection of the Comic Fanatic podcast where we talk about true crime.
It's true. But what I will say is, please get the Star Force collection. It's selling well. Apparently, physically, we don't know about worldwide sales. And if you do, I might get Star Force 4, which is the only one I want. I don't want a trilogy. I just want 4. That's all I want. So do that for me.
They won't care. It don't matter what it sells over here. It matters what it sells in Japan.
Worldwide. It sells worldwide, which we haven't got those numbers yet. So
I'm saying they mainly care about Japan.
Right. Japan. No, that's what we don't have the digital sales. That's what I'm saying. We only have the physical sales, which is still less than Battle Network physically, but it's only like I think it's like a couple million off. But we're still waiting. But I'm just saying.
Still waiting. But Tomodachi Life Living the Dream comes out this week, and I have been waiting over a decade for this game. So you bet your bitch ass when it comes out this week, I'm dropping the $60. I do not care that I'm unemployed. I have the $60-something.
Why the fuck is $60?
I don't know why it's $60. All I know is that I'm dropping it and I'm playing it, and I'm giving my characters 2 husbands if possible. If not, then they're only getting 1.
Hey, in today's economy, finding a game that you like that's only $60, hey, that's good. That's quality find, you know?
Yeah, the character customization is batshit insane in this game.
Wait.
Yes.
I want you to know the X-Men Twitter are mad at me again.
Oh,
what did you do this time?
So they were talking about X-Men characters, and they were calling some like Uncle Toms who are mutants that don't like mutants as a whole. And I was like, I like Abigail Brand. I think her being one of the few mutants that looks at Xavier's and Magneto's like thing as not black and white, and usually ends up on the other side of everything. It's kind of interesting.
Which character?
Abigail Brand.
Oh, okay, the green one. Yes, the green one that is not Polaris that I don't pay too much attention to. But
well, she's a mutant, but she's usually more partial on like the what's going on.
Well,
ends up her being against X-Men.
I don't know a lot of her stuff.
People were pissed off with. I would call it so many random things because I would say I didn't say she's a good character or a great character. I just said I like the character.
I have coffee with her sometimes, so it's all good. You know.
Trust me, I'm friends.
I just appreciate the few mutants like her or the Morlocks who aren't involved in Xavier's and Magneto's, Kool-Aid situation.
Yeah.
So it can give you more perspective than just the black and white. of everything.
Mm-hmm.
I got so much shit for that.
Yeah. What can you say, audience? That's the stuff we have to hurdle towards when we're having discussions
Scripted.
online. You know.
I wouldn't feel some type of way if they just said stuff. But I want you to know they say stuff, but they do it in a way where you can't comment back because they mute their comments.
Oh boy.
Oh yeah, people do that.
I was like,
sometimes.
oh, so you're being a bitch about it. See, this is different from having a conversation. You're being a bitch about it.
Oh, trust me. Luckily for you, I don't get into many of these arguments.
Didn't Google Plus
More
have a
on
feature?
but it happens on Tumblr when it does, and when it does, it's not that.
Yeah, but you can still just tag the person in Google Plus.
Oh, okay.
Google Plus.
Here you in Google Plus when they had the feature where they can cut off comments and stuff, you can still tag the person in your thing and just continue it there. Here you can't do none of that. On Twitter you can't do none of that.
Hold on, children. You see, back in the old days, there's a thing called Google Plus. Okay.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I remember those days.
You take a drab of your cigarette. I haven't heard that name in years.
In a long time.
Yeah, so between
Since the
that and
Obama
the Venom situation,
administration.
I've been going through it, man.
You see, there was a thing called MySpace back in the day, audience. You know, it was it was its own thing. You know,
You just get a bigger cigarette.
MySpace was at least honest, okay? Tom did not want you to feel lonely, so anytime you made an account, he became your first friend.
Right.
I wonder how many children got in trouble because of Tom.
Probably.
And I like you don't know what MySpace is, and your parents see you friends with a random adult. They just gotta leave.
This was like before. Oh no, actually no, because parents used to be like hyper vigilant because like they thought like the internet was filled with like shady characters. Like there was no such thing as
internet. Yeah, they didn't at all.
Yeah.
So.
I grew up with unrestricted internet access, but I was pretty chill compared to what I could have done.
The first time I used the internet.
Be proud of me, mother. Be proud of me.
The first time I used the internet was the summer I met you guys. That was the first time I ever used it. I never even used like YouTube that much because I didn't I didn't know how it worked.
I think my lucky stars that I didn't get any internet audience until after the whole Snape killed Dumbledore fiasco, because I didn't learn until years later that was a thing. People were spoiling that online. Like,
you know what? People were so mad about like as he's. Remember when YouTube used to buffer all the time?
Was that it's based on a book where he did that.
Yeah, well, no, as the book
you're spoiling the movie that happened in the movie. Like, bro, it happened in the books.
No, this was going on during the release of the Half-Blood Prince, is what I'm saying. And it takes
no. I understand.
And,
I'm just saying it was interesting. So people told me, man, I was like, y'all didn't give a fuck about the books, huh? Y'all only watched the movies.
Luckily, I was in fandoms where
there's nothing wrong with that. I just didn't realize that was a thing back then.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember when like YouTube used to buffer all the time?
Remember when we used to be allowed to
I missed that when you have ads that often.
YouTube? You used to chat with people on YouTube and not have to go to a secondary location.
Yeah, no. So on this point, I actually don't, because there would be nothing more frustrating than watching a video. It just randomly stops, and I don't know when it's gonna stop. Like I got so frustrated.
I was fine with it because we didn't really have ads at the time, so it was like, okay, I got through like 10 minutes. It did a little buffering. I'll just, refresh the page, immediately go back in more 10 minutes.
I know none of you guys were on it to my knowledge, but were any of y'all on Amino? Because I was.
No.
I was there when Amino first started, but I was not interested in it as a whole.
Mm-hmm.
The bullshit that I dealt with on Amino was wild. And I was not groomed, chat. I wasn't groomed on there, which yippee for me. I avoided getting groomed on the internet.
He avoided the G, audience. He avoided the
G. Hey, proud of me. I didn't get groomed on the internet as a child.
Mm-hmm. You remember IMVU?
I did personally deal with groomers, but I myself never got groomed.
I remember when IMVU was the big thing. That shit was huge for like 1 or 2 years, and then no one talked about it ever again.
Damn, right. Yeah, I wasn't there from
my understanding, but
I wasn't there for most of the internet. I like I said, I came in like I think it was like 2015, 2016. That's when I first got on. So I don't know much of that stuff. I only knew YouTube, Google Plus, and Daily Motion
until 2020. So
okay, so it must have been like 4 years after that when I met you guys. But I met you, but I know 2016. I think that's when I hopped on. I believe
2016 is when we all met because we met right after Batman vs Superman came out.
Right.
Because I think Cryptid was talking about it, but I remember me and you met through Seb was another person we knew,
Right.
and we met complaining on his post about it.
Wow, look, something good happened out of that maybe Superman audience. Would you look at that?
Yeah.
That was the best thing about that movie.
Y'all don't know how toxic the Batman vs Superman. There's when people were like Rotten
No,
Tomatoes
yeah, that
was
was
fraudulent.
people blaming it way too much.
Look,
Yeah.
I do not trust Rotten Tomato scores that much, to be honest with you.
Nah.
No, it's more like no. Like Batman vs Superman was the first time people were like, actually, fuck Rotten Tomato. Like that was like the first time I ever heard that.
Actually, it's just too smart for the critics.
Right. It's just like, all right.
When I first saw that movie, people don't remember Batman vs Superman. The opening of that scene is some soldiers killing random civilians in a country, and then Lord Superman there with Lois Lane.
Yeah.
Superman kills a guy to save her, casually,
remember.
and takes her and leave. I want you to know they try to frame Superman as killing those people who are shot with bullets.
Wow.
They say that's the whole big point of the movie, and only in the Ultimate Edition do you find out because they burnt the bodies. And I'm like, bro, those bodies still got bullet holes in them.
Right. Well, he burnt them after the fact. They were still alive. They could have made it. And he was like, bzz, 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 you know, like you have to.
No, these dudes had headshots. They're like them heart shots.
They were still alive a little bit. They still could have made it to the hospital.
And it was like, this is the crux of your film. And then I don't care what no one says. Batman Superman has the dumbest Batman of all time. If you know you're sending a guy money and he sends the money back, and you see him with a brand new wheelchair, like a brand new high stakes wheelchair, I'm immediately looking into that.
I'm just saying, I'm glad it never got into the Snyderverse to deal with all that nonsense. The only Zack Snyder film I ever liked was Sucker Punch, and that was it.
That's how we met Amy, who's in the chat. Funny enough, Batman Superman, with all the different sides.
Damn.
Yeah.
I met her on Twitter.
Nah, we've been arguing about Batman Superman because Amy loved it when it first came out, like full on.
It wasn't like a couple of years ago when she was like, actually, fuck this movie. Fuck side of so I was like,
I really felt bad because it felt like we just broke every time they brought it up. It always ended up with us complaining. So I thought they would just make a piece.
No.
It's just the fact that we see what certain good superhero movies can show the potential of what could be done, which dwindles down the other previous movies.
I just don't like. I like Zack Snyder's approach to like his approach, and he said it something similar to the effect of like, yeah, well, someone told me that like Batman, Superman don't kill, and I was like, but why though? And I want to make a movie about it. I was like, but, I was like, but you didn't really.
With that, I would into that if he actually did that though. But
right? No,
neither film actually addresses them not killing. Superman still casually kills in that film.
Right.
And then Batman's like, oh, I won't kill because Superman didn't kill, but Superman kills people. He slammed he went super speed through a guy through a wall.
That was a sonic boom, audience. Like he was just standing still with the guy in front of him who has Lois Lane
he tapped him through the wall. You see him fly through the wall.
You guys remember like
4 walls? Like, that guy's a pancake. That guy's a pancake.
So like so you guys remember Man of Steel came out? People were complaining about the destruction and whatnot. So Avengers 2 comes out, and it made it a whole big point. I don't even know. It's like Iron Man like straight up tries not to kill people in that film. You know, he's been like a killer up to this point. Like the first time you see it, I don't think Avengers just kind of going like ham on everybody. Iron Man actively like cripples people, and he's just like. He makes a joke about it, and they're like, "It was not funny" or something like that. Like they show you that he doesn't kill. Then later in the film, they have
Iron Man. In Iron Man 1, he fights those terrorists. They do later say they lived.
Oh, okay. I didn't know they lived in that one. Okay, but I was gonna say later in that film, he fights the Hulk, which is a highly destructive fight. And even though this, to be fair, it is consistent with Tony's character, he goes out of his way to get beat up to save other people. Like they even show that. Oh, he would just get his ass beat by the Hulk just to save one person. I kind of thought it was a fuck you to Man of Steel, low-key.
I didn't think that was a thing.
I have not seen Man of Steel, and I have no intention on seeing that movie.
I think the fights are worth it. It just, as a Superman property, going into it going into it and trying to see what Superman is, I don't think it's a great film at doing that. But you just want a good action film. When it does the action, it's great.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Y'all want to know what the biggest FU the MCU did for DC? Y'all remember when DC wanted to release Batman v Superman on the same week as Captain America 3? Well, DC chickened out. Then they moved themselves a few months earlier or whatever. Yeah. But then they chickened out again. So Marvel ended up coming in and buying that release date slot for Ant-Man. You're like, oh damn, dude.
I thought you were going to talk about them doing the Surf Society for Captain America 3, and then seeing them like, oh, we're doing Batman vs Superman. They're like, okay, then we're doing Civil War.
It's crazy. I like, we're kind of used to the Avengers, like the core cast of the MCU being like top tier, but it's crazy to think that when we were kids, like the idea of the Avengers outselling a Batman and Superman movie is crazy. That was crazy. That was a big fuck you, bro.
I still
But
remember.
that would have been fucking crazy.
I still remember having conversations with one YouTuber who was like, upset about like Marvel just not letting DC have the win on that. Like
Well,
that,
that'd be an
Captain
advantage.
America 3 should have been separate societies of Civil War. But I'm like, dude, they did Civil War because DC came in and wanted to challenge them.
They were scared. They were scared of them, and then they're like, "Oh, we have nothing to be scared of." That's right. That's what we're Marvel.
Yeah.
Like,
But anyway, yeah. Well, I think we did enough chitty chatter. You guys just want to get started?
yeah, let's do
Yeah.
that.
Okay. Well, anyway, welcome Compact Live, the news and reviews of the week, audience. You're here, me, Zeker 415, here with only 70% of my power because of the damn cold. So move on.
My name is Jake Talona. If you want to play a game where a 10-year-old looks at a guy the size of Tagoro and goes square up, get Mega Man Star Force Legacy Collection. Thank you. All right.
Another guy who backs up a 10-year-old superhero.
No, you don't know the art. It's not the same. You don't know the art. Okay. He acknowledges he's a 10-year-old constantly till this point.
He might be 11 at this point.
No, he's not 11 years. It was all in 1 year. So
Ain't no way all 3 games happen in 1 year.
that's as far as the game says.
One is during school, the other one's during the summer break, and the other one's
one's during spring, one's during summer, and one's during fall.
Gotcha. Well, intros, Paulson.
Freaky Wall. I don't really have an intro. They did it.
Fair enough. I'm Merc Dur, also known as the Witch of Jotunheim. Pronouns they, he. And guys, you get to fight Joan of Arc. You get to fight Joan of Arc.
That sounds kind of fucked up, though.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
We all know what. Yeah, we all know what happens to Joan of Arc in the end. So, like, dang.
I'm just saying, I don't know how she got here, but all you need to know is that you get to play as a female Belmont fighting Joan of Arc. My picture, you can't see it, is of Hector from Curse of Darkness, which is the game that takes place right before it.
Mm-hmm.
I can't believe you got to add her tragedy like that.
I know, right? I don't know, man. But she has fire magic apparently. I don't fucking know.
They were right then.
That is
a sick twist of humor right there. Miraculous.
She's a witch.
That's a sick sense of humor, audience. Give her fire powers. Like, dang.
It's a whole thing. You should have watched the trailer.
And together we form the Phanatics, and we talk about the news and reviews of the week. And on our special Monday nights, we are talking about the news, right? Like the media. Yeah. I hate this shit happens. Okay, I had the topics posted. You guys can see it in private chat. I can't see it on my phone. Okay, whatever. Well, so we're gonna talk about She-Hulk being a success or some shit. I think that's what the topic said.
Yeah.
All right, and then we're gonna talk about who's this guy on the right, bro?
Yes, we'll talk about how he lied.
What? It's on the chat. Wait, Crypto, you see it, right?
What?
No, I don't see it either.
You know what?
I see the private chat.
Okay. I will announce.
Okay, let me do it. All right. So we're gonna be talking about
if you leave and come back, it disappears for you. You only see the chat from where.
I see the private chat right now. Okay, so audience, our topics today are going to be, of course, the Born Again Season 2, Episode 4 discussion. We're going to be talking about some friction going on between two content creators online, one being Blerb and the other being Comics Explained. We're also going to be talking about, Punisher trailer came out this week, audience. Yay! And how Marvel really wants Armageddon assembled to be a success, even if it means they have to put in a card game that has nothing to do with them on it, and many, many more other topics, and hey, maybe Jonathan Majors snuck into the topic section, audience. We have that for you. So.
Yes, and I will be doing my usual mystery review this week. We got one coming in.
And I have something this week, finally, Chad. Be proud of me.
At the last minute.
Oh, real quick, just so you guys know, like the mystery reviews, the reason I don't topic them is because I don't know what I'm reviewing until I actually do it. It's really what it is. I'm like, I really don't know. Anyway.
You can't stick with the program, Jake.
And audience, if any of y'all are here right now, what should I eat? Should I eat a black cherry sorbet or should I eat a chocolate strawberry ice cream? Let me know.
And can Witch do the socials?
Yeah, I can do the socials real quick. Let me put down my food real quick.
Yo, thank God.
God forbid a bitch be hungry. Anyways, subscribe because I said so. Follow us on Twitter at Fanatic69 because I also said so. So you have to do it. Isn't that right, Austin?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Exactly. You can also find me on Twitter at Witch of Jotun with an E instead of a U. I haven't posted much often, but I'm around on there occasionally. Probably for the best, to be honest with you. You can also find me on TikTok and Instagram at witch_of_Jotunheim. I will be posting something that I will be doing later this month on my Instagram, so stay tuned for that. Hey, yippee! It's cool, I promise. Yeah, you can also find me on Tumblr, Blue Sky, and Letterboxd at Northstar Aria. And you can find me other places that I'm not going to list because I'm too fucking lazy to name them. You can find Austin wherever you find a brick wall with bright blue eyes near you. You can find Cryptid at 70% power wherever Cryptid.
Searching for Tylenol, audience.
Hey, I'm right here.
No,
I'm right here.
No, because Jake.
What's up?
Where did I leave you last?
I'm in Echo Ridge going through the Mega Man equivalent of the Death of Gwen Stacy arc right now.
So he could be in hell right now.
Oh, well, you know.
Fair enough, because for some reason I'm in France. Why the fuck am I in France in the 1400s?
I see London. I see France. I see your underpants.
No, you don't. No, you've never seen my underpants. I've known you for 6 years, and you have never.
True. I haven't seen anybody's faces here, actually. Except for...
You see my face.
You see my face one time.
Oh, yeah, that is true. That was a long time ago.
You see my face one time, too.
These guys have... And I've only seen part of Cryptid's face once.
I seen.
We think Cryptid's whole face. He posted a picture of him doing karate.
Yeah, I know.
I know. That was like when I was wearing my Panda Pool costume.
It's crazy.
No. We have a picture of you posed up on a hike or something with an orange shirt.
Orange shirt. Oh,
he had like a hat on.
Oh, yeah. That was my Mountain Travels audience, you know?
Yeah, I was going to say.
You guys almost saw my face tonight. I accidentally turned on the camera. Then I turned on.
I didn't notice that because my eyes are too in pain right now, audience. So
I think he was looking right at it.
Gotcha. But anyway, audience, I guess with that we should really move on to the topics. Damn, we're over 20 minutes already here. So
all right. Y'all were yapping. It's not my fault.
True.
Gotcha. Anyway, so we're here to talk about Daredevil Born Again Season 2, Episode 4, audience. And I gotta say, I needed this episode. Based on like what the previous episodes have been like, you know, the path they've been going with. All right. I just kind of needed to be reminded that this is a Daredevil show. And of all people, Bullseye coming in here kind of reminded me that this was Daredevil's show. He was the MVP here.
It was the first time he truly felt like comic Bullseye. That was a real prime comic Bullseye.
Dude, that's one thing I gotta praise, man. Like, look, when we first see Bullseye, he was in Daredevil Season 3 of the Netflix series, right? Okay, yeah, he was more of a straight shooter guy. He was a cop that was being corrupted by Kingpin. You didn't, even though he had like, you know, accuracy abilities, he didn't really feel like Bullseye. But now, bit by bit, audience, you could see him shaving his
set up his back, setting up his was setting him up really, and now this one's really him embracing the Bullseye identity.
Yeah, I mean, that smug face he has, you know, like he has it all throughout this episode, audience. Like, you know, the episode really starts off with just him, like a daily routine. He wakes up, he's in his apartment.
Has a better morning than Peter Parker does.
Oh, geez. Yeah. Wow, audience. Wow. Apparently,
if only he killed the goblin.
Yep. Man, apparently, audience, if you're on the run and a wanted man, you still have it better than Peter Parker. Wow. Wow. But anyway, so, like, I just like the opening scene. Like, he very casually begins his day. He makes his breakfast. He says hi to his neighbor in the apartment. He goes to the diner. Oh,
wait,
yeah.
Who is this?
That's Bullseye.
Oh.
Yeah. So he goes to a diner. He asks for a milkshake. Okay, can I just say, like, it's kind of weird to see that there's a diner with a lobster tank. I don't know if anybody.
He looks
Oh
like
no,
the
no,
kind of
no.
guy
There are
who
some of
would
those.
purposefully.
There's
He
some of
looks
those
like the
down in
kind of
Atlanta.
guy that would purposefully dead like fucking use the wrong pronouns, and it's like it's biology. He looks like that
Well,
one.
which to be fair, he is a villain, so you
I know,
can't
but
expect.
you don't have to be transphobic and be a villain. You can like
Yeah,
be cool and be a villain. Okay.
we we we
I'm
need
just saying.
villains to
I'm
be
just
hated
saying. He
again.
looks like one of those kinds of guys.
Yeah, we need villains to be hated again, audience, and that's how I like my villains, So, yeah. But anyway, like he just sets up this whole crisis at the diner. He calls in the Punisher cops, giving them a false report that the Punisher was here, right? And then he just uses opportunity to just like massacre all of them.
Yeah, he said it like the most monotone voice ever. He was like, "Oh yeah, so Frank Castle's here. Yep, I see him. He has a gun." And he hung up. It was
Yeah. I mean, like, and of course, the costume is slowly working for me. The only thing I just find weird is that he has a gun holster with a gun in his chest, but he never uses it. His preferred method is just grabbing anything he finds.
I really respect it because I think it. I look at it like you're not worthy of my actual aim yet. I'm just gonna kill you with some random stuff. You're not worthy to go again. Okay, I'm saving that for Daredevil.
Yeah, I mean, audience, he literally grabs a toothpick and a straw, and then just uses that as a projectile from one of the Punisher cop's eyes. He kills one with like a literal lobster arm and on everything, So yeah, it's kind of like him pretty much embracing, like,
He even draws the symbol.
Oh yeah, he draws a symbol. Yeah, like really, he's feeling more and more like his comic book counterpart. The only thing he has left to do is just shave his head off, And
I need them to do the picture of him turning, like doing the finger bang next to his face.
Yeah. Oh,
there
you go. Because he had to smile for it.
You know what would make it more comic book accurate?
How?
If we brought in Akihiro, also known as Wolverine's kid, and he basically made out with Bullseye out of the blue.
Oh, I forgot one issue.
Oh yeah, we forced that kiss on him. I remember.
Hey, we're gonna be a bitch.
That was a while.
Bitch is gonna bitch back.
Oh, wait. So you're saying Bullseye he has his own Me Too stories? What you're telling me?
No, the whole thing.
Did he consent to that kiss? Which?
But
just saying. But anyway, like they also even added a touch about his mechanical spine audience. Remember that was from last season when Daredevil just drew.
That was from the last show.
Oh, sorry, the last show. Yeah, when Kingpin broke his spine and he used all the money he had left to get like a mechanical implanted spine. So you're like,
it might be adamantium now. That's what I really want them to say or not.
Well, adamantium wasn't a thing at that time yet,
I know, but you'd be like, oh, well, that was actually in the future. That seems actually in the future. Well,
but like audience, that's also a thing in comics with Bullseye. Like, it's not really explored that much, but he does have an adamantium spine implant.
It just used to explain why he survived certain falls.
Yeah.
Even though that doesn't make sense, but that's what you the only thing they use it for.
Gotcha. But yeah, I mean, basically, like, the whole episode, it tries going forward with its plot. Daredevil saved all the people who were trapped in the Punisher Cop's fortress, and you see Swordmaster, like, he just thanks Daredevil, and like, that's basically his last scene for this.
Daredevil asked him to stay. He's like, "Nah, you got to become a symbol. This is your whole thing. I'll support you with money, but I'm not gonna be here and fight. I don't live in the city."
I like how Swordmaster is telling Matt that you're the symbol of hope. I'm like, you're
not
the devil.
Spider-Man.
You're literally
Spider-Man is hope. He's literally peak menace era right now.
Does anybody find this bizarre that you're telling me like the symbol of hope in New York is literally a guy who has a devil in his name?
Man, it's like it's a
guy who only operates on one block. All right.
Is Spider-Man actually seen as a menace? Is that in the trailer?
Not in what? No.
Okay.
Well, my point is, he for their point of view, Spider-Man's still a murderer in the world.
I guess
they don't know who he is, but they still think he killed Mysterio. And then he brought all the remember J. Jonah Jameson's whole thing in No Way Home about how Spider-Man brings hate and death everywhere he goes, all that shit.
I like to think, like, how long has it been? However long it's been since No Way Home, him doing nonstop saves, people be like, yeah, I like that guy. I don't
I think that'd be more suspicious. He gotta be setting this shit up. How is he everywhere in the city at one time?
That sets up J. Jonah Jameson's thing.
No, I'm saying, bro. Look, propaganda can go a long way. That's all I'm
That's
saying.
true.
Okay?
That's true.
You would think like Kingpin will be the J. Jonah Jameson in this situation, just trying to use Spider-Man as an example. But
well, to be fair, that's what they did in the comics. In the comics, people don't know. Instead of that lady giving Spider-Man Kingpin's hit like in the trailer, it was Kingpin. And he did that to make the other heroes distrust Spider-Man for some reason.
Yeah.
Even though that shouldn't work because everyone knows Spider-Man.
Right.
They suddenly thought he was working with Kingpin for some reason.
I'm just saying, before we thought that Peter was on sabbatical, if we go to Brand New Day and they're like, oh yeah, Spider-Man, I'm gonna side eye the show. I'm just saying.
You should side eye Sony, not the show.
I suppose.
You want the show to act like Spider-Man is doing something, but if Spider-Man, if they act like Spider-Man, even though they can't use them, I just would be like, Daredevil, why are you here?
I just would say that he's like, I would say Daredevil's symbol of hope. I would say he's like something, like, he represents justice. You got to bring justice or something. That's kind of my thing. I don't know.
Somebody's looking at those that DD symbol in his chest and like, that's a symbol of hope, just like Superman's S.
On
my planet, on my block.
In Hell Kitchen, that means hope.
But I just found that funny, and of course, like Daredevil tries. His own investigation into the whereabouts of Bullseye, goes to the church, finds the breadcrumbs that lead him back to Bullseye. And this is what I like, right? So Daredevil finds Bullseye in his apartment. He fights him. The fight breaks out. And the old lady neighbor that was across from where Bullseye lived, right? The one he was super friendly with. She comes in. She hears all the commotion. She's like screaming like a Daredevil, like he's beating up her neighbor. And as soon as Bullseye gets the opening, he pushes Daredevil back and goes and grabs his neighbor and points a gun at her. They're like, "Oh, whoa!"
See, we had to take the gun for the important moments, right?
Yeah. But I'm just like, damn, like that fast. You started this episode off showing you were on good terms. You loved each other's company, and then on a flip of a dime, you would instantly use her as a hostage and kill her. Like, damn, I love films like.
He looks like the kind of guy that would want a goth dummy mommy, and I'm gonna be like,
Bullseye's only rule is that he don't kill kids.
Okay, I mean, you have to have
couldn't be in Star Force.
And to be fair, which Kingpin was kind of playing the part of his daddy in the Netflix series, so he took Bullseye under his wing. Yep, he took Bullseye under his wing. So anyway, of course, Bullseye escapes this and that, and while this is going down, Kingpin, he wants to throw a special event for the town, for New York, right? A charity organization where he's going to be in a boxing match with a boxer, and I'm like, wait, what? Wait, the mayor of New York is going to be in a boxing match.
To be fair, no. To be fair, Cryptid, I know it seems far-fetched. That was a thing they tried to do because back in the day, boxing was really big in New York.
Yeah.
So anytime people need publicity, they would set up dumb stuff.
Yeah, but this is taking it a little.
The mayor that can actually fight, he would agree to that boxing match.
Okay, but this is kind of taking it a little step too far because, look, Kingpin, he knows he's going to demolish this guy. He's going to freaking
exactly. That's the point.
The guy, one of the stage coaches is trying to put one of those mouth guards in him, and Kingpin's like, I don't need that. He's not going to land a blow on me. So, of course, both Kingpin and the boxer coming into the ring, and
could you imagine if he said that and then he got a blow on him and embarrass me in front of Vanessa? He said shit out of him.
Well, to be fair, Vanessa wasn't supposed to be there first, and she showed up on her own.
Yeah. And here's the thing, audience. Of course, the announcer is giving the stats of both of them. He's announcing Kingpin as having no records, while all the wins that the other boxer has on his belt. And as soon as the boxing match happens, Kingpin brutalizes this guy. I'm like, you're the mayor, dude. Just pretty much executing this guy in front of all the cameras, dude.
To be fair, the Kingpin, that wasn't his original plan. But as he was going into it and everything was going on, he was getting more and more stressed, and he took it out in that fight. He was not planning to fuck this guy up that bad.
But no, I mean, just even after the first punch that Kingpin gave to the boxer, like he's already spitting out blood. You're like, God damn it, dude!
Yeah, I would have gave up.
Yeah, you're supposed to be the mayor, dude. Like you had no
show that
previous record.
show that the mayor means business. That's the problem with Luke Cage's mayor. They don't let him do anything. Okay.
Oh, okay, there. Yeah, that's a good point.
I just once again want to remind that this is the most democratic state in the country, or one of the top ones. I just saying, like, I just think that would be that's not the message you want to send.
I'm just saying, bro.
In the city that elected,
if you saw your president fight prime Mike Tyson and destroy him, you can't tell me you wouldn't change your opinion on the president.
I listen, in the city that elected Zora Mamdani, I'm not sure if this will fly. I'm just saying.
Yeah, it's
Where is Zora Mamdani?
Where is Mamdani?
It's asking you to like suspend a lot of your suspension of disbelief, audience. You know, this whole Mayor Kingpin thing. But anyway, so apparently there was like a subplot, like, you know, Kingpin was just wanting to use this opportunity to kind of drag out Bullseye. So of course Bullseye comes in, he kills a couple of the Punisher cops, and Vanessa steps in, like, you know, to surprise Kingpin, and he wasn't expecting her. I mean, oh, by the way, audience, after Kingpin pretty much murdered that boxer, he was given a title too. So like, okay. The mayor of New York has a boxing championship title. Okay, anybody want to challenge it for it? And I like the fight that was going on, and the poet. You know, of course, Daredevil comes in to try to stop
the beat. I will say this. Yeah. I know people are like, "Oh, the boxing thing is weird." Look, the alternative would have been the comic book version where he fought the like 17 karate masters in his draws.
Oh yeah, I recall that, audience.
So you got a better safer option, okay? Just trust me on that.
Yeah. So all right, we'll try to excuse that one. But anyway, so the fight commit, like, you know, Bullseye tries everything he can to go after Well, not Kingpin, because like Bullseye's main target is actually Vanessa, Kingpin's wife, because
people don't remember she manipulated him into killing Foggy. She took his medicine away while he was in prison to help him spiral, and she also set up something else that I don't remember right now.
Okay, audience, Vanessa ain't some dame in the woods, audience. She makes villainous, dastardly moves, even behind Kingpin's back. All right, she's no Little Red Riding Hood. But anyway, I did like the poetic nature where like Bullseye grabs like one of those small glass statue ornaments that was made, you know, to represent, that was made in the shape of New York City with Kingpin's head, like with Kingpin's new logo, Born Again. You know, so he uses that to throw at Vanessa. And then in that instant, Kingpin smashes that statue with his belt, and you know, everybody leaves, right? And you think like all's well. Well, you see, one of the shards from that glass statue actually penetrates Vanessa's head. You know,
it's like inside her skull.
Yep, and
but I didn't like that.
Really? Go ahead.
I don't look. Bullseye having great aim is fine. But you can't tell me even his fuck ups have great aim. I'm about
No. I haven't seen some people's discussion on this. Like, wouldn't it be interesting if like Bullseye purposely intended for Kingpin to break that projectile in midair so that, like, you know, that could be, I think that's too much.
If he can throw something at Daredevil and then watch Daredevil deflect it, but he can't make it away, so Daredevil deflects it into himself. I'm not buying he did this. And he knew Kingpin's reaction was going to be that spot specifically to block it for him to stab his wife.
He's a crazy man, so like it's hard to predict what the actions of a crazy man would do. Audience, that's the thing to take away from this episode. But I just like that, you know, Kingpin will be blaming himself for this, you know, and audience, like I know some.
This is the third time she's been hurt, by the way.
One was in the first season.
In season 1, she was hurt, and he was in. Remember that's when Wesley died.
Oh, yeah, I want to bring this up.
She got poisoned.
I want to bring this up. There's like a moment where like Daredevil and Bullseye break out the window or whatever. Our friend of the channel, Tony, said that he saw the Watcher in that scene through the glass.
It is. That's true.
Yeah, and everybody was calling online was calling him crazy. So I'm just gonna give him a shout out because he was right. So the Marvel confirmed
Oh my
it.
God.
So
I saw some people bringing up Daredevil Watcher this past week. I didn't know.
No, when
I
he-
didn't think
when-
it was this
So
when
they
he
episode.
brings
break
up-
through the glass and they start walking away. If you look at the glass, you'll see the two lights representing the Watcher's eyes, and the glass break in the shape of his head.
Oh,
yeah.
And
okay,
then
then
Brad, the guy who makes the TV show, confirmed that was the
Yeah.
Watcher.
Okay, so yeah, then this definitely has to be a sign that serious shit is going to happen because you know damn well Kingpin's going to be a loose cannon after this, you know.
If
So-
Daredevil doesn't stop him here and now, Spider-Man Brand New Day will have a bad ending. All right, this is what
It
the
really
Watcher's here
won't.
for.
We know he's going to. He's not there in Brand New Day.
That's what I'm saying. That's why he's watching it. He's trying to see the important event that could have changed history.
Yeah,
I think he gets cataloging everything leading up to the destruction of the world.
Oh yeah, no, definitely, yeah, probably that.
gotcha. Like, I
I doubt he honestly thinks, "Oh, Daredevil doesn't stop it. No one can."
Yeah.
Gotcha. But yeah, I also want to bring up a point. Like I did see some also other people trying to use this as an example. Like you just refrigerated Vanessa. Okay, to that point, I'm going to add like she was trying to push herself as a big time player
Yeah,
on the level of Kingpin. Come on, you can't tell me you're not going to take a bullet and during the
that's
line
been
of
my
work.
problem with the fans and modern day fans take on
Yeah.
stuff because they
Yeah.
believe that women can't have consequences for their actions. She manipulated Bullseye,
Mhm.
so Bullseye
She-
attacked her. That's
she
literally the consequence
manipulated
of what she
Fisk.
did.
She manipulated Fisk too. Like you
She
know,
manipulated Fisk. She do stuff behind his back, and her just like with everything that catches up with Fisk, her thing
Mhm.
caught up with her. That's all
Yeah.
of it.
To borrow a quote from Mike from Breaking Bad, right? She deserves to die as much as any man you know, audience. Let's put it that way, you know? And so, yeah, that's pretty much how the episode ends. Is she dead? I would say
I
like
don't
it could
think
be
so.
50.
I kind of hope. I wish.
Yeah.
Really, I think
I
Kingpin
think-
does need to go off the deep end to justify his fall because to the people in New York outside of the real life thing, they don't
Yeah.
seem to mind him that much.
Yeah.
For some reason,
These are the same people that voted him in knowing he was a mass criminal. So like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like,
somehow.
Uh-huh.
so you need
But-
him going off the deep end publicly, crazily, to really
Mhm.
justify the city being so happy that he's gone
Mhm.
compared to real life when that situation they're trying to equivalent it to.
Yeah. He's gonna go out guns blazing after this, audience. This is gonna be his tipping point. But you know, as far as Vanessa's status goes, you know, she can either die, but at the same time, I could definitely see like Kingpin spending all his money to put her on life support. You know, so she'll be reserved. You know,
I know
So,
people are feel type of way about it, but it's like she's better than what she did like most of the comics, to be honest. Because
Yeah.
in the comics, she basically gave birth to Rose and then she died, and then
mhm.
brought her back, and I think she's dead again. And he's married to the other girl.
Yeah, there
Wait,
you
who
Even
go.
the son, Kingpin's son, and her Rose, I think he died, came back, and died, and no one cares.
Wow. That's what happens when your daddy casts a big shadow, audience. People don't even
Literally,
see-
in some
see you.
cases.
Exactly.
That literally is
So, yeah.
like he's
And yeah,
nothing he can do compared to Kingpin. He's just another lesser Kingpin, like the other ones in the town.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. But yeah, man, it's also so ironic because I know both these characters, Vanessa and Bullseye, they were brought in at the last minute in the last season, and they ended up being like the highlight of this season, audience. It's amazing how that works, you know? So yeah, looking forward to the next episode. Oh yeah, and another thing that I kind of liked about this episode, nothing building up towards female muse. So yeah, that was
gonna happen some other episode.
oh yeah, I know it's. Oh man, the biggest fall
That's
from
fine as long as
grace.
they can find a way to justify her as a threat. Because I don't want some bullshit
I
where
don't
it's like, oh, well, now she suddenly knows karate and stuff. I think it's silly. But if you want to be like, oh, we're actually doing a comic story, this is the ghost of Muse, I'll be like, oh, whatever. I'll take it, I guess.
Well, How are you gonna make that work? Are you gonna say Mephisto had a hand in bringing Muse's spirit back to her, or something like
You
that?
technically can. Or you'd be like, oh, well, he died and his ghost is held on to her.
Mm-hmm.
You shot me. I decided to stay with you.
Turns out Muse was a satanic satanic worshiper audience. I don't know, with some rituals.
Yeah,
so
I'm
they
sure
make
they'll figure out. If they want to do it, they'll figure out a way. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. But anyway, other than that, like again, this was like the best episode of the season for me, audience, thanks to the villains. Ironically enough, one got what she deserved, and the other one proves like, yeah, I like you have to have your villains be villains, So
I don't think it's to see people so like talk about her being free. It's like she got Foggy killed. I'm like any
audience,
other series. If a person
I
got
always,
a character you loved killed, you would have been
yeah,
all for that person dying. This is like the
yeah.
first time I've seen it, and it just gets to the woman.
And I just find that so ironic because, like, it's the example of Karen Page, right? Audience, the Daredevil writers went so far not to exemplify Karen as a woman as getting refrigerated that they ended up doing the opposite. They killed everybody else besides Daredevil's love interest. Like, wow, we that's a weird set of circumstance, audience. Like they killed Ben Urich, they killed Foggy Nelson, they killed the Catholic father, they killed off Daredevil's dad, but like, Karen
The
has to be
dad
the one.
already was like, hey, you can't do that. The dad had that.
Oh, well, no, well, I'm just saying, like, literally everybody else in Daredevil's life was killed,
Yeah,
but
his mom's still alive. She's just being a bitch.
oh yeah, well, I forgot about her, to be honest. Like,
He's literally like down the street somewhere.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But no, or are you telling me she's alive because she's a woman? Because all the other people I mentioned, Austin.
Well, to be
were all
fair,
male.
they just stuck to the comic book. She was just a nun, and then she didn't come back after that.
Gotcha. But yeah, so yeah, that's really pretty much all I had to say about this episode.
I don't think
Best
that
episode
thing is deep enough in her head to kill her. By the way.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They could go either way with just saying that killed her, or well, I mean, when you see all that blood that was spilling out of that one wound, you're like, oh my god, okay, yeah, she could definitely. There's a chance of her dying, but at the same time, there's a chance of her being on life support in the next episode. So there's that. So anyway, you guys have any final thoughts on this before we move on?
No, let's go.
Okay, gotcha. Moving on
Wait. So are you confirming you're staying? Because you said last week this episode determines if you stop watching or not.
Yeah, I'm staying. Like as I said in the beginning of this topic, audience, I needed this episode, man, to remind me this is a Daredevil show. So yeah.
All right. Well, you're almost done now, so you gotta stay until the end.
Yep. So all right then. I guess with that, let's move on to the next topic. Austin, you want to do the honors of this one?
Yes. A comics feud between Comics Explained and Blurred Without Fear. And it all started because how they see black character and black companies.
Mm-hmm. I just like to add this, audience. Both of these channels have found successes in their given industry by their own path. All right, so
yeah.
So doing what they want to do. So yeah.
I watched both of their content. I fell out with Rob a few years ago. Comics Explained a few years ago. I wouldn't say about some of the comic takes. It's just, when you start reading comics yourself, you don't really need someone explaining to you.
Exactly, audience. So yeah.
But the crux of it was basically there was a whole argument about Dakota Comics, Static Shock, all the Icon, all those characters. Comics Explained said he had no interest in black political comics, didn't want to talk about them, wasn't going to talk about them, and people kind of gave him shit for that. They mainly gave him shit because the comic he said, it's like FUBU, which really pissed people off. FUBU means a lot to the community.
Okay,
but it really came to a head recently because Rob, despite saying all that, kind of went back on it by covering the Dakota incident.
Okay.
And people saw it as him, it's not good, it's not popular. But in the moment it becomes a big topic, he's ready to jump in on it, despite all the stuff he said.
I mean, I would think like at that point it was pressure because like of all the commotion that people online.
I think at that point it's like, who the fuck cares? He's reading it. Damn. It's like,
the problem is it says
because I just feel like a lot of people
you said yourself, fuck this, fuck all that, fuck all this, and then the first chance you get, you immediately hop on it. and you don't address anything. You just like, oh well, this
because
book was great. Put it down. Don't care
of
anything else about it.
I think it's because of the controversy of this whole quote unquote feud that's going on.
It might be, but the goal was to get him to read it, and he did. So it's like at some point you got what you wanted, regardless of what it was. I mean, like, what was the point of like even pressuring him to begin with if it wasn't just to get him to read it? Or at least
they weren't pressuring for. They just asked him what he's going to do it, and then his comments about it was pissing people off. They didn't care that he didn't want to read it.
Okay.
Yeah. It was him saying the FUBU comment and some other stuff, and looking down on this all-black company, which people saw it as him looking down on this all-black company, which pissed people off.
Yeah. How do you see
it? At that point, they didn't want him to do anything with it.
How do you see it? Though?
And he said he, by his own words, said he wasn't going to do anything with it. And then the first chance he jumped on it and did something about it. And that was, and people saw the tip of critical because of that. I personally don't give a fuck. I'm not gonna lie. I like the book. I thought the Code Instinct were fun, but I'm a Static Shock fan, so.
I mean, when you have your own channel, you're allowed to do what you want to do, audience.
But I'm just I guess my point is like even given the like even if you want, because again the people were mad at him about the comment, but at the end of the day what they asked him for was to read it because they wanted a big YouTuber to do it, right? And so my thing is like you get what you want. Maybe he didn't acknowledge it. That could be maybe a discussion. But if it was anything beyond just like, oh hey, I just noticed you read it, that's kind of cool. Or like, oh, did you like it or not? Like I don't. There's no real point.
It was that was stuff that was fine. It was just people like asked them like, are you what? Did you actually enjoy it, or are you just doing this to appease people?
Right.
And his follow-up comments about some icon and some other stuff like that got under people's skin again. But the long story, I don't remember exactly what he said, bro. I wasn't fully interested in that. That's why I was like, bro, I don't care. I know it is what it is. If you don't like it, if you don't like Dakota Comics or the Rippaverse, that's what it was. So there's a whole other black all black character universe called the Rippaverse. Ran by a guy who I don't like because I don't remember his name.
Gotcha.
But he said some comments about that as well. That kind of pissed people off. And also Rob having following people who are racist and stuff. Though to his own fair point, he did explain why he did that. Because you can't really talk about people's points or combat people's points if you don't look and see what their points are.
Okay, look, I kind of want to comment on that too, because like that's another commotion that's being made in this whole quote unquote feud that's going on. From what I'm understanding, Blerb is a little bit upset that Rob had followed some people on the internet, on Twitter or whatever, certain channels. I mean, to that I'm going to say is like, dude, you're allowed to follow whoever you want. I mean, like,
no. He's not mad. He followed them on Twitter. So Rob will watch. So if you're subscribed to a YouTuber, if you're watching a YouTuber, the people they're subscribed to their recommendations and stuff will pop up the recommendations a lot of times.
Yeah.
So Rob, who is subscribed to a bunch of actual racist rage bait YouTube channels,
real grifters,
that stuff ends up getting to more and more people. So, and that's mainly what it was like. It was like, regardless of your reasons, people see you as like the biggest black YouTuber when it comes to comics. And they also see you being hypocritical from their point of view until he explained that. Rob did explain that after the fact of why he did that. But that was starting.
I do.
It'd be like us being subscribed to like a transphobic YouTuber, and then when you watch our videos in the recommended, it's just all the transphobic guys stuff.
Yeah, that's crazy. Let me hit that unsubscribe button real quick.
I do. So it's like you're sharing. You are unintentionally spreading that stuff in a way. Is what the comment was about.
Because I do recall seeing his response like during the first phase of this commotion going on, audience.
Yeah, that was started between him and Blerb specifically.
And like I do recall Rob saying like, look, there's some points I agree with on those channels because they have some valid points to make about like some media content that's been going on recently, like between Marvel and a whole bunch of other geek related products, you know. So that's why he, wanted to get their viewpoints in that as well, you know.
That's what I'm saying. He explains why he does it after the fact. With and Blerb moved on after that. He didn't agree with it, but he did move on from that point.
Gotcha.
So it is just about him seeing him as a hypocrite and some other stuff now. But
even though the goal of this was to get Rob to
that was not the goal of Blurs. That was just the goal of random people.
Yeah. I was at my cutoff is more like the people who asked him to read it.
There's two different views. There's three different views here. There's the random Twitter person who said you should do the icon and all that stuff, and then Rob was commenting on that, and then Blur saw those comments and then went more in detail about his stuff with Rob that he always had for years.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Him and Rob all never really liked each other. That's why they never really talked about each other.
Mm-hmm.
But Blur felt very strongly about how the FUBU comment, and that will open up the gate of them talking.
Right.
And that feud happened.
Okay.
He didn't give a fuck about this dude reading the code comments.
Right. There's like the other group seems to.
I don't know much about the FUBU phrasing, so I can't really comment too much on that.
FUBU was a brand made for Black people so they can afford clothes, because a lot of back then a lot of clothes were very high, very expensive, and they couldn't casually afford it.
Yeah.
So that brand means a lot to a lot of people. Mm-hmm. So saying, "Oh, I don't want to read this thing," it feels like the FUBU of comics. It really hit people like very deep. It's been a lot of the older comic book fans.
Okay. Wrong phrasing of words is what I'm.
That's literally all it was.
Yeah. Wrong. Yeah. Could have used a different word of phrasing there.
All I know is Comics Explained is on a sabbatical right now, but he might show back up for Absolute Scarecrow. He said, but.
I think it's one of those things needed. Him and Blur both already said their points and everything. Obviously, these two people are never going to really like each other, so it's not no big deal. Just agree to disagree and move on.
Yeah,
I do agree with the fact that Blur is dragging it.
Yeah,
because he seems to be his first response about the FUBU stuff, fine, whatever. But him going back at Rob was a little bit going too far. Mm-hmm. Rob's personal opinions and who he follows, while it does affect people who watch his channel to a degree, I get why that would mean something to you. Because the guys that Rob subscribed to did like attack Black people. They're like very.
Well, I mean, and the solution's like simple, right? Like all Rob has to do is make a separate YouTube account for himself, and then he can just follow
what
him.
I said, and Rob said he'll probably do that.
Yeah,
but like I said, all the stuff they're complaining about has like a very simple solution. They just need to move on.
Right.
Long story short.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha. Well, gave our thoughts on that commotion going on. Does anybody want else chime in before we move on to the next topic?
No, let's move on.
Gotcha. Austin, you were about to say something?
I was gonna say, hopefully, he takes a long sabbatical and comes. I think he should take a long break. Mm-hmm. I don't mean like just like a month or so. I think he needs to take like 6 months. I think he needs to, unless this is his livelihood, which it might be. I don't remember.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I do think he needs to focus on other stuff for a while, just let everything fully blow over, and then come back and make one. He's gonna have to come back when he come. He's gonna have to address something, and he'll be like, "I'm not doing it anymore. I'm not talking about it." And he just move on.
Yeah. Agree to disagree, audience. That is an option there too. So, all right then, audience. I guess with that, we can move on to the next topic. Which did you say you wanted to talk about your next topic before you leave?
I don't mind waiting. I'm just letting you know that.
Let's talk about it for your phone burns up and kills us.
Huh?
Yeah. Okay. So
let's talk about it for your phone explodes and kill everybody.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry, it's just my phone acts weird when I'm trying to charge it during these lives. But besides the point, yeah. So we just got the trailer for Castlevania Belmonts Curse, which is coming out this year, which I am getting. We didn't get too much stuff. We did get some like stuff from the people working on the game and everything like that. We got to see some new villains, I guess not villains, but like antagonists we got to fight. One of them being Joan of Arc for some reason. I don't know why she's here, but she's here.
Who has fire powers apparently?
We are in France. We are in France. I feel like I should preface that.
Gotcha.
Yeah, we also get introduced to a character called the Fallen, whatever that means.
From Transformers?
Sure. Yes, we have Transformers and Castlevania, guys.
Oh my goodness.
Why not? Hey, they were in World War II, audience, so it's not out of the realm of possibility. So yeah.
Also, I just noticed, I don't know if they've done this recently, but they're doing the old school logo for the Castlevania tagline here, not the newer one.
Well, if this
Yeah,
is
is the
going back
anniversary
to-
coming up or so?
Yeah, it's the 40th
Well-
anniversary this year.
That's probably
so
why it is.
they're probably
Well-
doing that.
Well, considering the fact that this time period seems to be around Joan of Arc's time, I would assume they
No,
wanna
so
go for the-
basically,
That would've fit
in
the
the
logo.
timeline, this game takes place about around 20 years after the events of Castlevania 3 Dracula's Curse and
Yeah.
also Curse of Darkness, which has Hector in it, by the way, if anyone was curious.
yeah,
We are playing as Sonia Belmont, to the two Sonia Belmont fans in the chat right now.
Mhm.
So, yeah,
I wanna
her
play as
original
Richter's
game
mom.
sucked ass. Her game sucked so much ass that it's not even a part of the canon anymore.
Ignore Austin. He hates everyone named Sonia. That's okay.
No, I said I want to play Richter's mom.
Oh.
No, this is not Richter's mom.
That's why I want to play.
Too bad. You're not getting
You
it.
know,
You're playing as
No.
Trevor's kid.
we all have that one taboo name in our lives, audience. For Austin, it's Sonia. For me, it's Aaron. So yeah.
For Jake, it's Reed.
Yes.
Yeah. What's your taboo name?
Walter.
There you go.
Oh,
There's
there
only
you go.
one so far. There's only one Walter I like, and that's Walter Koenig.
Quick question: Which did you watch Breaking Bad?
I'm about to say.
No,
There you go.
Okay, there we go. Because the main character's named Walter. Audience.
I mean I don't give a shit enough to actually watch it. So,
hmm
but yeah, keep in mind there is a character in Castlevania named Walter, and he's part of the reason why this whole shit show even started. Part of,
Mhm.
not the full reason. So yeah, and also Alpha Flight, you know what I'm talking about. Anyways, but like I'm excited for this game. From what I saw, it's gonna be about $40, like $40 to $50, which is insanity. As long as I can get it for the Switch One, I'm Gucci, dude. Because I'm not dropping a bunch of money right now just to get a new console, dude. I am unemployed.
There you go. That's my
Consoles
choice.
are expensive, audience.
The consoles are expensive.
Dude, I think I had to spend like $500 on that the latest PlayStation 5, man.
It's also, again, those prices just increased, by the way.
Oh god damn.
The PlayStation 5 price increased one time, but Xbox prices increased like 4 times since then.
Good lord.
Yeah, good.
Mhm.
But no, I'm excited to see how like what the fuck is the deal with the game, because like obviously you have the original villain, like antagonist you have to fight, but then pretty soon you're gonna have to fight Dracula, which this is Dracula's favorite time period apparently. This in the 1800s. Fuck.
He's like, y'all know how to
Like,
get
all these
down,
fucking
bruh.
all these fucking bitches just want to keep bringing them back. Like, what happened to the 100-year bullshit? It was supposed to be 100 years post
That's
Trevor.
right.
I
The
just love the
Dracula-
idea that they keep doing that because they just remember him. They're like, oh yeah, we got to bring him back. So like,
No, so
the
so
further you get to the
basically,
future, the more
timeline
people forget about
starts-
Dracula. Just don't bring him up.
So basically, after Matthias becomes Dracula, basically it's supposed to be. So after he's defeated by Trevor, he comes back like 2 years later because of Isaac LaForce, and so basically Hector has to kill Dracula, and so that's basically how the 100-year thing is supposed to start. He's supposed to come back every 100 years. He's coming back in 20 years, and then in about 70 years he's coming back, and then Christopher has to whoop his ass twice. By the way, he does it twice. And then Simon beats his ass twice, and then 50 years after that is Just. Well, Just doesn't actually fight Dracula. He fights Dracula's Wraith, which is a little bit different, but not important to this conversation.
Mhm.
And so basically about 50 years after that, Richter beats his ass, and then 5 years later, Alucard beats his ass. And then the Belmonts went missing for XYZ reasons. Don't worry about it. And then Shanoa pulls up about like in the early 1800s, whoop his ass. When the N64 games are not canon, unfortunately, but they would whoop open a can of whoop ass on Dracula then. And then Quincy Morris and gang kick his ass in the book because Dracula the book is canon to this fucking timeline. And it just keeps going. World War I, World War II, and the Battle of 99. So it's just a lot of cans of whoop ass that's being done on Dracula, I swear. So, it's Sonya's turn for the second time in a second universe. To be honest with you, I do not know if this game is canon to the timeline.
Can't the vampire community give Dracula some R&R and let other vampires take?
Well, no, it's not even. Most of the time, it's not even other vampires bringing them back. Most of the time, it's like dark cult leaders or whatever the fuck. Yeah. He's bringing them back.
They just do stuff, more stuff post Soma Cruz.
Yeah, so basically, after Dracula dies in 99, 17 years later, a kid, a Gen Alpha kid by the name of Soma Cruz is born, and then 18 years later, we have Arya and Dawn of Sorrow, and then we have a book. By the way, we have a book, and then that's when the timeline ends.
When is the play?
I want a game. I want a game for the Battle of 99, bitch. I feel like that would have made more sense for the 40th anniversary than this game. Don't get me wrong. I'm excited for this game. I want this game. I'll do everything in my power to get this game. However, I for how important the Demon Castle War was, I feel like we need that game too. Or at least a comic book or a manga or something.
Yeah, audience, you figure this day and age, a soul will be worth 2 console prices, right? After all, So
wait,
what?
When the play take place?
When does what take place?
The play.
What play?
I'm pretty. Why do I have memory of Castlevania play?
Oh, the Takarazuka. So that's supposed to take place around the time of Symphony of the Night, but I'm not really acknowledging it because of reasons that make sense for me and me alone. That's its own thing. That's not.
I was wondering why you never thought about it as we first ever mentioned it.
Because I technically haven't finished it all, but not important.
That's fair.
So that's its own thing. That's not canon to this timeline. It's its own thing.
Okay.
It's its own thing. Yeah, it's its own thing. I still have not finished it, chat. Sorry about that. I will get around to finishing it one day, but today is not that day, okay?
We all have things in our lives, audience.
I'm not. But besides the point, I am excited for this game. I'm excited to see what we see more of this game. I want to know who the Fallen is. Okay, I know who Joan of Arc is.
Well,
okay?
you see, in the beginning of Transformers history, there was 13 primes.
Shut the fuck up. No, we're gonna see the Miraculous. We're gonna see Joan of Arc as Ladybug. Chat. Just kidding. I have not seen Miraculous Ladybug. But I think I have theories on who the Fallen could be. It could be Trevor. It could be Hector. I'm gonna say it. Fuck it. It could be Isaac. He's dead, but he could come back. I don't fucking know. It could be anyone. So we're gonna have to wait and see. Coming this year to a console near you.
Don't you like a good mystery, audience? So yeah.
I'm excited, but yeah, that's it for me on this topic. Yeah, support female vampire hunters. We only have a few in this timeline, and only one of them is canon to the timeline, who is main playable character.
Yeah, Buffy can't be the only mainstream vampire hunter along with Blade, audience, So yeah.
But no, yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited, chat. It's been a hot minute. Anyways, yeah, that's it.
Okay. Just waiting for G.
Okay.
Oh.
Wait.
Huh.
Before you leave, Jake, I sent you a picture. Please pull it up.
Is that why you left?
Yes.
Okay, well, Jake, put up the picture. Shit. Put it up. Jake, put up the picture. What is the picture?
Credit if he's not answering. The picture is in gaming in the regular channel.
Oh, okay. Talk to BS, guys, while I find that picture.
Yeah, so the Battle of 99, the Demon Castle War is when Dracula is at full power thanks to like a prophecy or whatever the fuck. And so basically it was up to the newly found Belmont clan, aka Julius Belmont and friends, to go beat the shit out of Dracula again, you know? And so, he's successful at beating the shit out of Dracula. But what makes this time different is that thanks to the Hakuba clan, who is relevant in the Sorrow games, kind of, they're basically able to seal the castle and Dracula. Well, technically, they were able to seal Dracula's castle into the eclipse, and basically said, well, that's it for you, Drac. You're dead now. You're not coming back. And so yeah, basically Dracula died in that's Julia Belmont from
Yeah, exactly.
Nocturne.
I brought this up because I was like, when they make a game about her, I will be there. Day one. Pre-order.
They're not gonna make that game. We know this.
I have faith in them.
I gotta say,
well, if they're not gonna give me the Demon Castle War, they're not gonna give you Julia.
I gotta say, I'm thinking the design of your audience. So yeah, cool.
I thought everything they did about this character.
He's a Castlevania Nocturne only character, dude.
Everything about this character, from the design to the way she went out, I loved. I love this character. They're
Fun
going
fact, she was killed by
female Belmont. That's who I want.
She was killed by Olrox, basically an eye for an eye, because she killed his lover. See, he could have killed Richter, but chose to kill the mom instead. It was a whole thing, But yeah, you're not getting this game. If I'm not getting the Battle of 99, you ain't getting Julia. Okay, we already have a character in the universe who is named Julia, and Julia LaForce, who is Isaac's sister, who that's cut from the show. Salty about that.
I will. This woman is in my heart. I will see her again one day.
Well, go rewatch Nocturne then.
I don't think I will.
All right.
Well, whatever. I'll chat with y'all tomorrow. See you tomorrow, audience, when I cry over a comic that I love so much. Yeah. I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.
Later.
And he'll laugh at the character I know he hates. The misfortune. So, all right, then, audience. With that, let's move on to the next topic. So, was She-Hulk a success in accordance to
this dude was being disingenuous?
Okay,
Brad, Wilt, what's his name? Wilt Wingwood.
Okay, Winterbaum. Austin, did you watch that whole podcast?
No, but I read the full thing he said.
Well, okay, I went out of the way, audience, to watch the whole podcast. So if anybody wants to know the exact minute mark of that specific reference to She-Hulk, it was like at the 1 hour and 12-minute mark. Yeah, it was just more like a spur of the moment, just commotion sort of response. Like one of the hosts was like mentioning like they wanted to do like a dating contest with some of the Black Order and something that like similar to what happened in She-Hulk, and they made the reference that yeah, we like She-Hulk, but we know it's not getting another season, and even like Brad is like saying, yeah, true. So
that's why I dislike the way he said the comic. Cause he said it like he had the info and everything in front of him, and it was a fact, but it was a lie.
Okay, here's what I think happened. Right, look, at the timing of She-Hulk, this was at the MCU's high point. Like,
it's not even that.
Yeah.
Look, my problem isn't with She-Hulk being popular. It's that he says, "Oh, it was consistently that high," and that was a lie. She-Hulk had a very popular first episode, and over the course of the show, everything went down until Abomination showed up because everyone tuned in to see what they did with Abomination, and then everything went down again, and then came back up in the finale because people wanted to see what was so crazy about the finale. It was not consistently good. It was consistently high numbers a lot.
Yeah, people. Look, that sitcom era style they were doing wouldn't have resonated with the full general audience. Damn, I would say this like about the first episode. I wouldn't say that was like a favorable one. That was more of like an episode that everybody was making commotion about. You all know what scene I'm talking about. So. Yeah. Which was an interesting, but that scene was them was an example of them thinking all press is good press, which
That,
yeah,
that's why I was going to say. Every big episode is big because of controversy.
yeah.
You don't hear people talk about the wedding episode or any other episode. You hear them talk about the twerk scene more than they talk about the full episode that they came from.
Yep.
But everything about this show, or people talk about it, it be these 3 episodes, regardless if they like it or not. They don't talk about
And,
the other scenes. The Daredevil
and
episode, episode in the show. You know why? Because Daredevil in it.
yeah, I would say like if people were consistently trying to watch each episode, it was because they consistently were dragging on Daredevil's appearance. Remember, because we didn't know what episode he was going to pop up. They just kept dropping
Yeah,
hints.
episode of like, oh, Daredevil's going to be in it.
Yeah,
But
every episode was formatted that. Well, most of the series was formatted that way, where every episode you're like, oh, is Daredevil going to pop up in here? Or no, you know. So
and that was my problem with trying to say it was consistently good because even the episodes that people like or highlight in controversy, and the guy being like, "Oh, the only reason it don't have a season 2 is because how vocal the people against it were." I was like, "No, it was not a great show."
Well, that one, Matt. Well, because that's where that statement kind of loses me because he's like, "Oh, it's only because how vocal people are online," but she's saying that the general audience was watching it, so the general audience doesn't
That's
go
what I'm
online.
saying. It doesn't
So
make
yeah,
sense.
yeah, that doesn't make any sense to me.
yeah,
I
if
can
it
promise
wasn't,
you, Secret Invasion did the numbers that he acted like She-Hulk did. We would not be resetting the way they were, or acting like this.
yeah, a lot of course adjustments had to be made. Like the more the streaming shows started popping up and negative reception was being made, they had to adjust a lot of storylines and upcoming plans because of the negative responses they were getting to certain characters. And She-Hulk being one of them. Like if She-Hulk was like a really great show, like it resonated, it was the show that every fan was hoping it would be. I can guarantee you, we would have seen her in Secret Wars because I've been seeing like the
We
people
saw her
saying
in Daredevil. They would
Daredevil.
not felt the
Oh,
need to change Daredevil if
it
She-Hulk's version and everything was seen as great.
yeah, it's great you should bring that up because like everything after She-Hulk proves his statement is wrong because like you notice they're really trying to bury his all of She-Hulk's influence. I mean, we have a Daredevil show going on right now, right? Where Kingpin outlawed vigilantism, this and that, and Daredevil is short on on backup. Correct me if I'm wrong, but what's that She-Hulk show trying to introduce like a whole legal system specifically for vigilantes?
Yeah, I mean, it was kind of already in
Yeah,
place. At least the show just tries to
but
explain it, but
but
She-Hulk is
but
supposed to be like the face of it, I believe, because she
yeah, but,
already was a super. Yeah.
yeah, but Jake,
The guy that showed up, the guy making all the suits, even though
yeah,
there's 2 suits not made by this guy and it's never brought up again.
yeah, yeah. The point I'm trying to make is like you would think something of that show will be carried on into Daredevil either as like support against a vigilante act or just actual physical support in Daredevil trying to fight all those perjury cops, but nothing. Like they kind of want to sweep that show under the rug, is what everything is exemplifying right now, audience. So I don't really believe him when he's saying like this was a success. It may have gotten a high point in the beginning because of controversy, but then afterwards it just became an example of what is known as diminishing returns. It's kind of like the same
Yeah.
thing with it's
Every
kind of like the same thing with Love and Thunder. Yeah, did it make money? Yes. What would you consider that a success? Given like
This is so.
everybody had a negative response to that.
So I'm just gonna read a little paragraph here, like 2 sentences. The show amassed 1.5 million U.S. viewers in its first 4 days on the streamer, according to Nielsen, which is pretty average for a Marvel show. However, according to Winderbaum, it
Yeah.
sounds like the show was successful in bringing in a different and more general audience. I don't know if I believe that though, because my thing would be like then they would just keep going, right? Like
Wait,
I,
Jake, isn't the audience that they were specifically targeting the female demographic with She-Hulk?
well, they're
it
saying
was,
general.
it
They're
was
saying
like,
general.
the
There,
audience because the whole point of the show was to get rid of the quote unquote toxic crowd that they saw toxic. So every other episode had some point of She-Hulk looking at the camera and talking like, "I know y'all think this is inconvenient, or I know y'all won't like this, but we're going to do it anyway."
Mm-hmm.
They're trying to get more general audience than comic book audience for some reason. Despite this being the most comic accurate show to people.
I also failed to see how that's. I also failed to see how that works because Andor, another Disney property, was not aimed at Star Wars fans. Well, traditional Star Wars fans, I should say. That show successfully brought in a new audience, and they got another season. You know, right? So, or so I've been told. I haven't watched it, but I will say, like, people love that show, and Disney gave it a season 2, and I think the show naturally ended. I remember hearing it's supposed to be 5 years, but I think some plans changed. Austin might know more about that than me.
We always planned to be 2 seasons.
Oh, okay. I thought I heard 5 at the beginning, but I could be wrong.
No. So after season 1, Disney wanted them to extend it, and the guy said no.
Okay. Yeah. So, but that shows my point, though. So, like, Disney saw season 1 was great and was like, "Give me more of that." But for some reason, She-Hulk did well with general audiences, not the target fan, not the usual fan base. But Disney didn't say, "Oh, I want another one of those." You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of weird to me.
Andor had the same level of criticism. It's not to the same toxic degree, but a lot of the big Star Wars YouTuber turned their fan base against Andor for not having swords and shit.
Audience. I think since I'm the only one here who actually watched this whole video, this whole podcast, there's another point that I want to bring up that correlates with the She-Hulk situation. He did reference Wonder Man, right? Yeah, there are some shows that will get another season if they had good enough fan response. And Wonder Man was one of those shows that got good fan.
Wonder Man is a great example because that is Marvel's general audience. That is a show for general audiences.
If She-Hulk got along with the general audience, you would think like Marvel would capitalize on She-Hulk's IP going forward. But again, like she kind of has been swept under the rug, not just her, but her whole storylines and all her supporting casts. You know.
Now, it could be the case if I was to say that he may be correct. It could be the case because I do remember behind the scenes there was like some friction between Kevin Feige and that team. So it could be the case that it did do what he said, but Kevin was like, "No, I don't like. No, get out of here."
Looking at the numbers, you brought up the first episode did 1.5. Apparently, that was on par with Hawkeye. Hawkeye, which had one of the lowest openings.
Right.
Whoa.
And then every episode beyond that kept losing people because people will tune in for the first minute, the scam to see if Daredevil was here.
Mm-hmm.
And then nothing really happened. And then the next big controversy happened with the Torque episode, where it brought a lot more people in.
Yeah.
I believe after that with the wedding episode was okay. And then after that with the Daredevil episode, which brought the highest number, by double the first episode.
Yeah.
And then it went right back down because people saw it made Daredevil do the walk shame.
Okay, look, audience, if this was a success as he's bringing it out, let me ask you this. Why did the studio feel the need to get a different writer to write that Daredevil episode as opposed to the She-Hulk staff? It's because they didn't have confidence that the She-Hulk staff would handle Daredevil appropriately. You know, they don't want to damage a golden goose because that's what Daredevil is. You know,
She-Hulk's also the one they kept pushing. If you don't like it, don't watch it. As well, and I think that campaign damaged She-Hulk, and then you saw what it did to Secret Invasion. People tuned in one episode, like, I don't like it. We're not coming back.
Well, you can say because once again, you can say that and you just get rid of the people online. But again, if it was getting the general audience numbers that they claimed, then it wouldn't have mattered what you said online because no one would have cared. At least the audience they were looking for wouldn't have cared. It just didn't. So
audience in a perfect
I suspect it didn't. I guess.
Audience in a perfect world, definitely She-Hulk. In a perfect, if this had gone like a great route instead of the bitter route they went with the show, I could definitely see She-Hulk being in Secret Invasion, alongside the Hulk, fighting against Doctor Doom and this and that. But given the fact that Marvel wants to focus on characters that actually have to resonate with the general audience, for God's sakes, I know you guys are going to roll your eyes at this, but John Walker, he's a character that's going to be resonating with the general audience.
No, I like John Walker. I always like John Walker.
Jake, he's getting another figure. Like that just shows he's he's resonated with the
Always
general
selling.
audience.
Surprising.
Yeah. You
I
know,
think
you
no.
either
I think regardless of how you feel about him when he first showed up, he was always a cool character. I had no problems with him as a character. He's great. I
No,
love him.
like
he found
there's a
No,
he
difference
found
between a cool character and then also being good enough for people to buy your toys.
that's true.
yeah.
No.
Mhm.
These figures cost a lot of money, so you gotta actually care or be a real collector guy to want.
As far as I recall, like She-Hulk only just has like one figure, and that was from the MCU version. Like you would think, like they would at least want to give her character some influence in a What If episode, but nothing. Not even her supporting cast. You
No.
know. So that's why I brought up like the point like with Hulk appearing in Spider-Man. It's gonna be very
And them
interesting.
reverting him back to how he was in episode 1
Yeah,
and
you know
not
what's crazy?
with
You know
the
what's crazy? To bring up your toy point, every Star Wars fan fears the name Rey Skywalker, but they were gonna make a Rey movie because her toy sales were through the roof.
yeah.
And she was selling them toys, from my understanding. So
Mhm. You would know, like, okay, look, audience, you would know if a character really did succeed if they're being milked, is what we're saying, you know? So, yeah.
Mm.
But yeah, again, it was just an offshooted comment they
But
made. Like, there was
Twitter
other.
saying waiting. They be like, see, She-Hulk was actually great. We're not gonna see too because you all hate cinema. Like all this, I was like, bro, fuck off, bro.
Dude,
There's
they tried to say that we're
and
not getting.
her breaking
They
the fourth
tried,
wall shit during the most serious moments in Doomsday
th-
and Secret Wars.
there's not evidence for me to think that he's telling the truth. But even if there was, I just think it was probably just Kevin Feige just saying, I don't like this.
look,
You know,
it was just it was just an offshooted comment they were making. Like, 'cause again, the host just wanted to talk about like a topic of like making a dating simulation like between with the Black Order. Just like She-Hulk was doing. If you guys want to see that exact timestamp, it's on their podcast at the 1 hour and 12 minute mark. Again, he talks about other stuff too, like you know, the stress that went around to making MCU projects during the pandemic. That's something worth talking about. And other things. So yeah.
The only show that we know, the only two shows Marvel we know want to do a season 2 for, and they couldn't because of two different reasons, was Hawkeye because Hawkeye originally didn't want to come back, and Kate Bishop actress got pregnant,
Yep.
and some other stuff, and Moon Knight because the actor only signed on for one deal because he was smart enough to do that in case he keep going.
Yeah, because when Oscar Isaac is a he's getting involved more with movies. I don't think he
Yeah.
wants to do himself down to a TV actor. So yeah. Here's what it is.
Yeah, so Wonder Man getting a season 2, and on all the vocal crowd about the racism, all that stuff, which I think was about almost equal to She-Hulk's level of hate in some places. Because for some reason, look, I get having a favorite character, but it's always like one more character gets race swapped, suddenly everybody's a fan.
man, I was a Wonder Man fan since back in the womb, bro. Like I was there. First
Nobody,
issue.
y'all don't know him. You don't in the comics like, bro, he was in Earth Mighty Zero.
Nobody cared about him in Ultimate Alliance too. I'm just, I don't know
and
say
also
that.
that was like another point. Like I think it was Witch kept bringing up. Like they didn't promote Wonder Man as much, but hey, he still had enough good response from the general
I still
audience.
argue with this wasn't cinema. I would forget Wonder Man stuff a lot.
Man, when Wonder Man died in Avengers United They Stand, I cried, man. I was there, man. I had to you understand.
But people think when they show that thing.
Yeah. But it is what it is. I mean, audience, be realistic. Even if you love She-Hulk, you gotta see the landscape for what it is. You're not gonna see her in the foreseeable.
Yeah, I liked a lot. I liked a lot of it. I just, I don't like the ending. I thought it just ruined the whole thing.
Even the two hosts here who like the show, they begrudgingly admit, yeah, we're not seeing She-Hulk ever again.
I wouldn't even argue that. If you like She-Hulk, you should not blame fans for her not coming back. You should blame the actress who kept running off the mouth at the moment the show went off.
Yeah.
Saying a whole lot of fucked up shit about Disney every turn she could.
Well,
that would be another factor that would get the fuck out. Do a season 2.
to her point, right? Like those were words that were stated by someone who honestly realized they didn't have a future in the MCU at that point. So hey,
Yeah,
you
but I
can't.
was like, if
It's like
they
the
didn't
case of
want to bring her back by then they definitely that didn't change anything.
it's like the case of, oh, they didn't fire me, I quit. Yeah, yeah. just like she said, like, oh, we're not getting season 2 of She-Hulk because of budget reasons. Yeah, yeah. That is what it is. Anyway, you guys have any final thoughts on this before we move on?
No, get this thing off my screen.
My thing is right next to it.
Go ahead, Jake.
Can you switch it for me? Thank you. Okay.
Too long.
This was in the queue for a bit. So recently, as in maybe almost a month ago, I beat Dino Crisis, the first game. For those you don't know, this is Resident Evil's little sister series. That didn't go far. Didn't really go that far. All right.
Found out. This was this wasn't even the third game they were struggling to make at the time. It was like the fifth game. People don't know. This was made at the same time they were making Resident Evil 2, Resident Evil 3, and then Code Veronica, and another game. And then it was the fifth game by their crew.
Sure. They're like, this is a bonus package
segment. And when I tell you feel that.
Yeah, this is a part of the so this is classic Resident Evil gameplay, okay? Except this isn't what do you say? This is not survival horror, this is like panic horror, okay? Yeah. This is supposed to put you on the edge of your seat. Mainly because the game likes to bullshit a lot. So this isn't your mom's Resident Evil, all right? This is Dino Crisis. So what's the story? You're a part of an elite team of government agents that are infiltrating Iblis Island, and you are here to extract a comrade and get the fuck out of here, right? But things don't go according to plan as you investigate the facility.
You're here to arrest a traitor.
Right. Well, bring him to justice, America style, right? And so you get in there. Things will go according to plan because for one, he's nowhere to be found. Two, they're like dead scientists everywhere, and three, dinosaurs are roaming the island. You're like, what the fuck? So basically, you have to figure out the mystery of how this even happened, and also extract the doctor responsible for all this. And maybe, just maybe, get everybody out alive on time. You play as Regina, who is the redhead girl in the front. She is your protagonist, and that's as much as you get out of her. She's like a step below Joe Valentine in terms of character, which is crazy. I love Joe Valentine in Resident 3. I like so she's below that to me. That's crazy. But she all right. Dinosaurs, how are they different from zombies? Well, for starters, they react very smartly to you, and they take a lot more bullets than zombies, believe it or not, somehow. Right.
In dino armor, bro.
Right. I remember. So also was
a lot of shots too, so that might really be a thing dinosaurs had.
Right. So also wasn't here for the first part of this. I remember my first time fighting a dinosaur. The game, like the dinosaur sneaks up, they do the whole tension building. Dinosaur shows up, and I started trying to shoot the shit out of that thing. That thing whooped my ass. I was like, fuck it. I ran over. I run over to the gate, open because like classic Resident Evil, if you open the door, you're pretty much safe, unless it's like a tyrant or something, right? So open the door, open the gate, the dinosaur jumps over the gate, lands in front of me. I'm like, oh fuck. So I have to like run all the way in the building, get rid of it. I get into another altercation with another dinosaur. These are like velociraptors, by the way. I started shooting it because I got a shotgun. I'm like, yeah, I got you down, bitch. I try to shoot him. This thing tail whips the gun out of my hand. I'm like, what the fuck? And then he just beats the shit out of me. So these things are smart as fuck. So you're not really supposed to fight them if you can avoid them. Or at least that's what I thought until late game when Austin saw me struggle for my fucking life and I realized how you're supposed to fight the game.
Dude have low health for 90% of the game. It was so funny.
Yeah. What makes the game frustrating, I think, because Resident Evil, this type of gameplay is puzzle gameplay. So it's really People call it survival horror and panic horror. These are really puzzle games that just have horror elements in them, essentially. And this is more true in Dino Crisis than any other of the games. Because when I tell you, every time I solve a puzzle, it's straight into another puzzle. And it's a puzzle after that. And if I want to open another door, I have to I'll do another puzzle after that. I have to do another. I have to find a computer code. I have to reformat keys. I gotta fucking find my wife's dog. I gotta do all this other bullshit. Just open a door. I'm like, I was getting so annoyed with this game. I wish I had streamed this game because Austin's the only one who could attest. You can see me visibly get frustrated as the game went on. I kept going and going. Because these puzzles would just not fucking stop, bro. Oh my god. I will say also in this game, like in classic Resident Evil games, you do have choices to make to some extent. This game, the choices are only to decide your difficulty, at least the final one, which decides like your ending. There are two characters here, and I'm blanking on their names, but the white guy was the badass. All right, I'm gonna tell you right now. So it was like this.
I'm sure they have a more descriptive characteristics than just
Right.
that. Okay,
well, no, it's like white guy soldier and black guy tech nerd. So yeah, so that's about as much as you get.
They really do a good job because you could tell the white guy was supposed to be like an offshoot Wesker at the start.
Right.
They do a Wesker from Resident Evil people, like Resident Evil 1, and they really do that all the way up to like the final thing. You were like, oh, they're not going to have a turn on.
Corrupted. The whole game, I'm with this guy. I'm looking at his build. I'm looking at his figure. I'm like, oh, you're going to betray me by the end, right? And like,
actively choosing every option except for his.
Right. And so I'm actively bracing for the betrayal. It never happens. I was like, oh, you were just a good dude. You were just like a solid dude. You just cared about your country a lot. That's crazy. I was like, that's great. That's great. Cryptid, I want you to know I went on my way to save him so I can get the best ending. I had to save him because he was actually pretty. His thing is more like, listen, we're here for a mission. We're professional agents, and we're here to get it done. I don't care what it costs, but I don't want you guys to get killed over it. So even if it means I have to die, okay, I'm getting the mission solved, and I'm making sure you guys get out of here. I'm like, damn, okay, thanks. All right, sure. So, this how I imagine like a John Walker who's finished his character arc would be. Like, he's got a goal. So, but I will say, I think the puzzles are just too much. Now, granted, this is the most secure facility in all of fucking fiction. I will say that, but too many puzzles. Need to trim them down. Another thing too is you realize late game, and I saw a reviewer explain this. You're not really supposed to fight the dinosaurs. You're not supposed to kill them. Basically because you can't. Unless if it's like a scripted event. I mean, you can, but you'd just be wasting bullets. What you're supposed to do is supposed to get these things called sleeping darts and knock them the fuck out and then leave. So the reason why this fucked me up is because I was done playing Resident Evil 2 and 3, like the classic versions. And the way you're supposed to play that game, if you want, it's like a trade-off, right? You waste ammunition killing zombies, but you never have to deal with those zombies again until like later in the game, right? In Dino Crisis, you kill a dinosaur, it will respawn the moment you come back. So
it's not spawning, but we'll get into that later.
Right. So there's no real the game basically tells you don't really try to fight these things, try to get around them. Late through the game, halfway through the game. By the way, I'm playing this on normal difficulty, which I think was the hardest available to me at the time. Just because I did it for Resident Evil 2, and I'm doing it for 3, it didn't seem that big of a deal. As you know, play this on easy when you get your first chance, at least get your bearings. Halfway through the game, there's like a boss fight. Don't try to fight this boss, just try to outrun the timer. I didn't do that. I thought like I was supposed to like hit him or something. He fucked me up bad. And so there was no health items for the rest of the fucking game. Okay? This is halfway through the game. So I spent all of Act 3 of the game just kind of limping and barely surviving and trying to find clever ways around things. And I gotta tell you, it was exhausting. Very fucking exhausting. The amount of tricks out of my ass I had to pull just to get through a corridor was insane. Okay? Yeah. I don't know. I'm just saying. In terms of the story, it's pretty simple up until you get to the ending where you find out why the dinosaurs are here. I want to remind everyone, Austin and I disagree on this. I want to remind everyone, the whole point of this game was to have a more realistic take on the horror franchise compared to the zombie stuff they've been doing, right? Yeah. All right, let me break down the plot, like why the dinosaurs.
Wait.
Go ahead.
It is more scientific, okay?
I can't. All right, Crypto. Let me. Okay, so you know the Resident Evil stuff. They made a virus and zombies, right? Pretty,
Yeah.
right.
But you
This one is like
mutate and all the other crazy shit they do.
right. This one's like, okay. So I was looking for a new energy source that will power the world, and then I discovered it was third energy, and so I invested into it, and everything was all pretty good, right? And then I found out something that the energy actually taps into the fabric of space time. So when I use it, when I use third energy, in order for it to work, like the generator, when it works, it takes dinosaurs from back when they were there, the present day where they would be today. I basically taken them from one part of space and time and put them here. And now I have become a god. I'm like, what the fuck?
This energy is unstable. It breaks everything basically. So, if a dinosaur was standing, like, credit, say in your room right now, if a dinosaur was standing behind you a million years ago, it got teleported from that moment to your moment. So now it's right behind you.
Right.
So when you kill a dinosaur and leave the room, or the room resets, another dinosaur you got teleported in.
But it was just there. It just passed by, basically. So
the way they apply is that, like, there's portals in the past right now. Dinosaurs just walking through them.
Right. Now, also said this is more simplified than the mutants and everything. I just want to remind you that this time only Resident Evil 2 and 3 had come out. We hadn't gotten to 4 yet. So at this point, the zombies were mostly zombies. It was just the tyrant was the craziest thing they had in the arsenal. Really.
It's honestly that just saying the regular dinosaurs were fighting. The mutated spider thing and stuff from 2.
I believe we're closer. I believe we're closer to fucking mutating animals into zombies than we are to space time warp.
Travel. Guy. We know for a fact there's somebody working on time travel at some point.
The last time I saw
Reach for the Stars is a motivation audience, but having a ceiling ain't that bad either. Just saying.
Anyway, I'm just saying. I saw the last time I saw this shit was in Sonic 06. They needed 2 mystical gems to do it. I'm saying.
Since we brought it up, there is a movie with the reverse premise of this called "The End of Oak Street" that's coming out, and in that one, some dude with some energy source accidentally sends a small city block to set a pass. So imagine you see a breakfast, you see a bright light, you look outside, and now you're in the Jurassic Age.
Right.
Yeah.
I gotta say, I did like that, but I make fun of it. I do actually love the idea of 30. It is so stupid. I love it.
The guy explained it was very funny.
Right.
He was like, "Yeah, I was just trying to figure something out, and I found something. Like, I decided to call it third energy. Why? I like that name."
So yeah, it was. Yeah, that's really cool. I guess if it just wasn't exhausted with the game itself, I kind of would have been more on board with like what was happening. I guess maybe that could have been the case.
No, to be fair, it's not a great. No, what broke it was them saying, "Oh, we went to try to find a more realistic thing."
Right. Yeah, I was always kidding.
Dinosaurs would be more realistic than zombies physically. Right.
But the steps to get there was
time travel to do it. It's the problem,
right? And not even just like simple time travel, like quantum mechanic. Let's just grab them and switch them out. I'm like, we're further away from that than the coronavirus. But I'm sorry, I'm telling you. I'll tell you. But yeah. That said, is it a game worth getting? I think maybe for the nostalgia. If you're trying to get like all like the classic era Capcom.
It's not going to need 100%. I'm saying that right now.
Right. If you want, like, if you're trying to get like the Resident Evils, like the Devil May Cry 1s, the Dino Crisis can be a part of your collection if you want that classic style all in one package.
I don't think it's worth getting because they're confirmed they want to do a remake now.
Right.
And they saw people interested in it, and they actually are considering doing it. So it might just be better to just wait, invest in a remake, and then play the original after that, so you can have your own comparison of the franchise.
Yes. And hopefully Capcom, because I know Capcom doesn't really care for their originals. They're like, oh, why would you still want this? So
all this anyway. They don't back here.
Yeah, I think someone bought their rights to put it on the PlayStation Store, so
They
that's
did.
why. Yeah, so it might be safe. It might be safe from Capcom, but I don't know. It might not be.
To be fair,
Uh,
you can get it for $5.
right.
If it goes on sale, which is
Yeah.
almost every time.
Yeah.
Uh,
So I mean I'd say give it a shot. I know for a lot of people they loved Dino Crisis 1, so I might be in the outlier. I've heard Dino Crisis 2 is way better though.
we were frustrated, and we also didn't know. We also went about it though in a different way than intended.
Right.
So ours was just backtracking constantly into every situation.
Yeah, you're
We'll
supposed to
find the
because
first two in a room, and it will immediately just leave the room.
in Resident Evil 2, which I think came around the same time as this, you can do the puzzle. You can get puzzle pieces in any order. You can only maybe some puzzles you have to solve in a specific order, but you're not limited to like doing one puzzle at a time and getting all the pieces for it. In this game, you pretty much are without them saying it. As far as I'm aware, you can't do things early or get things set up early.
Everything has
Some
order because how Jake brought it up, but this is the most secure place in the world. Cryptid. There's no way dinosaurs made off this island. Like you believe Raccoon City got infected, but I'm telling you now, if that mansion had the security system of this place, those zombies would not make it out of the room they made.
yeah.
This
Wow.
man, you had to open up a door to go. You had to open up the door for the right to open up a door.
Dude,
Yeah.
it's almost like they spared no expense with the dinosaur game,
That's
whereas
the
in the
only thing
Resident
I
Evil,
respected about it. Where I was like,
whereas,
this is the
whereas
most
in the
I really like
Resident
how secure this is, but I hate watching Jake play.
Yeah, it was very
Yeah,
annoying.
whereas in the Resident Evil game, I have to have a conversation with those contractors from like
Yeah,
all the keys and slots, and you
Yeah,
need
there was
like
no
you
random
need
boulder room or room with a fucking boulder just flies down the hall, or
right.
just
you
pops
need
up.
gold, you need some golden guns to put in a slot in the door for it to open. I'm like,
Yeah, in terms of realism, that was more realistic. I just don't like playing through it. I'm just prone to stop. Like, I'm just, you can't even open some doors early because you need, I don't even know how to get into this stuff. You have a key card that only works for one person at a time. So you can't even get the thing early. You have to go to the specific person they want you to get. So,
You have a key card but you have to get people's fingerprints for it to work. So you have to go to their fingerprint, come back, and register that person to the card, and then you can use the card.
right.
The way the
Mm.
game wants you to progress is like go to a room, read everything very well, write
Yes.
down stuff, and then go immediately go to the next room to it and do the same thing there. But
Mhm.
Jake was read something. Oh, okay. To open the door in this room, we need to go to a certain place. So we wouldn't go to the next room right immediately. We'll go somewhere else, and we had to backtrack
Yeah.
immediately thing because the way they set it up. Any other Resident Evil game, you read the note. The note tells you where you need to go.
Right.
Yeah.
You didn't have to go into every room immediately and have stuff written down to understand how some stuff works.
Yeah.
It was very crazy to see after this.
Yeah. And the ending is not as climactic as like I still think Resident Evil out of the classic Resident Evil era
No,
stuff. The
it's
tie for me for classic Resident Evil style game endings is like Devil May Cry 1's ending and RE3's ending. I love RE3's ending so much. That's just a second.
got the best ending, but my favorite ending is one with a speedboat where you and your team you capture the guy, you get on a speedboat, and you drive away, and then the T-Rex starts swimming after you crypt it. And the reason it's funny because you see the T-Rex swimming fast as fuck, so you know his little legs and arms are kicking hard as hell, and it's very funny to think about.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it is what it is. I mean, there's post game content. You can go in and try to kill dinosaurs as fast as possible. I didn't do it, but I tried
Yeah,
it once.
leave, you have another mission like, oh well, there's still dinosaurs there, so you need to go clear out the facility.
Right.
So sad.
Yeah, it is story related, but I will say like Dino like it's okay. Like that's all right. It was a game I really
Oh,
it was a game I really wanted to play, and then I didn't want to play it anymore.
yeah, Jake probably never gonna replay it. But this is a game where the sequel did fix all the major problems of the first one. Like Dino Crisis 2 is one of the few games to have like a 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10s. Like in every reviewer. Every review at the time.
Yeah.
And this is what they compare to like the best of Resident Evil, at least at that time. The problem is, unlike the first game, who a guy bought so they can put on PlayStation Store, they didn't do that with the second game. So you probably have to see if it's on Steam or you're gonna have to emulate it.
Yeah.
But that's the one that's their Resident Evil 4. Where I was like, oh well, they just make an action game. Fuck it.
Oh, it's also, I mean, if you want it for history, it's the first Capcom game to not use the backgrounds the others were using. Because like for people who don't know, like I forgot what it's called, but like in Resident Evil Classic, they had images in the backgrounds that just made it look like it was 3D. So you were really walking on like a 2D space, but it looked like 3D because of the way they tricked you or tricked your eyes. You're like really in a black room, basically. You're not actually like in like an actual 3D modeled set. And this game, they actually did 3D model stuff. And because of that, they can get away with some camera tricks they didn't quite master at the time. But, you know, it is cool to see. So if you want historical value for it, it is the first Capcom game in this franchise to try stuff like that. So that's cool.
Jake, you can get it on sale, or Dawn of Fire 2 on sale right now for $5 on Steam.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess I'll get it.
You have to play the PlayStation controller, it's the PlayStation game.
Yeah. Okay.
But alright then, you guys have any final thoughts on this before we move on?
This game really put me in a dino.
It's a high potential. There's a high potential franchise, but a mid first entry.
Yeah.
Okay. There you go. There you go.
This really could have been Resident Evil's Persona.
Sure.
Amazing how things work out that way, you know? So anyway, alright then, audience, with that, let's move on to the next one. Who wants to do this one?
Yo, man, I was gonna say something. I was gonna say something that could potentially be construed the wrong way. Jonathan Majors had a big fall. There you go. Oh, there you go. Nice.
Go ahead, say it, Jake. Say it.
Yeah, I was gonna say Humpty Dumpty had a big fall. That's what I was gonna play. Yeah, I was gonna play.
This was a fan requested topic, so let me say it. So Jonathan Majors falls through the window on Daily Wire movie. Now, honestly, I have no intel whatsoever on Daily Wire movies, so anybody want to fill me in?
Daily Wire is a right-wing propaganda show that has fallen apart since a political topic. Real quick, Charlie Kirk's death. They're still trying to figure out. I guess they're trying to figure out themselves. Maybe they figured it out. I don't know. On the side, though, they make right-wing styled movies. Essentially,
Wait. But I will say this: they have a very good King Arthur.
Okay. All right. I'd say they weren't talented. I just said they're more right-wing.
They're adapting the book, the Pendragon Cycle, which is a King Arthur thing, the Rise of Merlin, and I'll lay this out. If you don't like Rings of Power, you can watch this. But just know the site itself is right-wing, like you said.
Yeah.
So anyway, he started in a project of theirs, what I'm assuming, right?
Yeah. I guess.
Well,
It seems like any actor who gets canceled wants to go to the Daily Wire. I think that's kind of funny.
Well, the Daily Wire doesn't care, bro.
Yeah.
Eventually, we get bad all the time.
I'm just saying, like, given the situation Jonathan Majors is in, I guess you take whatever jobs you could get at that point, you know. So
he's a good actor.
So I don't know. Yes, certain controversies you can't really they'll tend to overshadow you. So at least for the foreseeable future, you know. So I don't have much input to say on this. You guys have anything?
No.
Okay. All right. Any final thoughts on this before we move on, guys?
Shout out to Majors. Major.
Yeah. Major comeback one of these days, I guess. So
not on the Daily Wire.
The Daily Wire is very good. The TV show, bro. My big comeback though went on the CW, of course. Like,
I'll have to start somewhere. So, all right then. With that, let's move on to the next topic. Okay.
I would do it.
Go ahead.
Punisher, one last kill. Fuck Marvel.
What? Okay. What is it?
Him having a special presentation again is whatever. You know, it could be good, it can be bad. Why every season of his show about him retiring and then coming out of retirement?
I haven't noticed that.
Yeah.
Why is he the Punisher in everything but his own show from the start? And then the worst part, each one of his shows ended with him having this big old punishing. I'm the Punisher. He pulls out his guns to kill a bunch of gangsters or something. And then the next season starts and it's like, oh, I'm not the Punisher anymore. I haven't did that in like years.
Is this before Brand New Day or after?
This is before Brand New Day, but after Daredevil. It's
I
comes
would have
out.
liked it. I would like it if Peter humiliated him so much. He's like, "Damn, I gotta retire again. I got what it takes."
But I think it's what explaining what he was doing during the season because last season he got captured by Fist's people and he escaped, but didn't free anybody else apparently.
No.
So I think this was explaining what he was doing during Daredevil season 2.
I guess to fill in the blanks. I guess. I mean, as far as people will see, like, hey, it's just Punisher being Punisher. But yeah, that is a good point to bring up. That it is seeming like a rinse and repeat cycle about starting a Punisher show off with like, hey, I'm Punisher.
And then they killed off his supporting cast again too.
Microchip and all that stuff. Yeah.
Well, Microchip. Remember he had the therapy guy, the black therapy guy who was with him, who used to be in the arm with him and stuff. That guy is dead in the trailer.
Fresh start, I guess. You know.
And Billy and all the other people already died. He literally has nobody else. The only person to bring back for the show would be that little girl. He saved the season 2.
Okay, Jake, I mean, Austin. To be fair, that kind of is a consistent thing with Punisher. Like his supporting cast tends to not survive the war.
I know, but I always want to have it all on screen. Is all I'm saying. I'm so tired of all the stuff happening between shows.
Who knows? Maybe it's a Capcom writer who keeps writing these stories.
Like, they might give us a flashback later, but I'm probably not gonna care about that point. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Mm-hmm. Well, given the fact that you only have like an hour-long special, you better make every second count in this show. You know?
What was the villain this? Like, who was he fighting? If he's not going to go kill Kingpin?
I thought it was announced that it was going to be Manucci, to be honest.
Who the fuck is that?
You said Rob Lucci was directing this.
I thought you said Rob Lucci too.
Manucci, she's the chick that got her limbs torn apart by Punisher.
That doesn't help us.
She got a Punisher literally killed her whole family and threw
her in. That lady. It's an old lady. Trying to get her family. She came back trying to kill him, and then he fucked her up.
It was the exact parallel to Frank Castle, where her whole family got killed by Punisher, but her herself, she got thrown into
her whole family was criminals, to be fair.
Yeah, and audience, you should not feel one bit sorry for Manucci or the family. They're all.
This the one amputated, wasn't it?
What?
Wasn't it the lady who got amputated?
Yeah, the one. She doesn't have limbs.
Yeah.
Yeah, she doesn't have arms or legs because they got ripped apart by those bears. I mean, the point of that is, audience, you should not feel sorry one bit for this woman. I mean. This one thing I would have liked them to have incorporated in Daredevil, right? You could have had this thing where, like, Kingpin is trying to bring up the point of his vigilante task force. Then he brings in this poor, limbless woman in a wheelchair. She's crying, and she's in the stand. This is what a vigilante like Punisher did to me. And then she.
Is this a new actress? Because I thought she was supposed to be one of the people that was in that room where in season 1 of Born Again, where Kingpin was revealing all the other Kingpins.
I don't think she was casted though.
I don't think she was, but I thought she was one of those people in it originally.
But
for this,
according to what we found out, apparently this specific special is going to be based on the story arc "Welcome Back, Frank." So hopefully this will be the last time we're going to see him, like, Punisher's not himself in the beginning of the series, but then he has to work on being embracing the skull.
I forgot the world still needs punishment.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that! It's another little girl I have to protect because she reminds me of my daughter. I don't give a fuck about my son.
Punisher, don't you know you're the symbol for hope, not Daredevil?
Anytime he has to have a flashback to his family, it's never just about his son. It's always some little girl or something. Like, it reminds me of my kids.
Right.
He don't give a fuck about the kid, but they're more about himself.
I don't either, to be honest with you.
Does the little girl seem more as the innocent and the pure,
Yeah. So. I don't care, man. I just want to see him care about his fucking kid. I know what I'm asking.
I was like, anytime like Kratos thought about like his children, he just thought of Calliope. Never thought of Triton off. Just like, oh wow, all right.
Yeah,
It'll be the
yeah.
opposite different.
So
We're like,
regardless,
I guess I'll worry about Calliope.
regardless of who the villain is, I mean, even if these are just a bunch of fodder or gunmen, you're still gonna get Punisher being Punisher, which is what we all want. Like, it seems like this is not going to be influenced at all by the whole Punisher cop storyline, which is something that Punisher fans would rather them move forward.
They even gave him the skull back and was a new skull, but it's not a regular skull.
Mm-hmm. You could still make it out as Punisher's logo.
Yeah, he just made him sharper. He just made him sharper.
Yeah.
He didn't keep bones or sharp and stuff.
Yeah, merchandise reason, audience, just a little adjustment to justify a variation, Yeah, nothing really much more to say.
They wanted to justify merchandise, they would put them in the white gloves and get a white gloves variant. Even if it's just one scene.
Dude, I'm surprised they weren't going to include that in his Spider-Man debut, man. Just seeing him with the white boots.
We talked about Daredevil earlier. In Daredevil, there's a random scene. There's the diner scene. Bullseye puts on his mask to kill these guys. They have to take his mask off at the end of the scene and show everyone his face again and walk out. And I was like, if you could do that, they did the same thing with Zemo, where he put on the mask through that finger point and then he turned it off immediately. They didn't do anything in the mask. I'm like, you can do these meaningless moments just to have scenes in the trailer. You can do this for Punisher. Just have him put it on, have him fight with him, have him get blood on him, but like, take him off. I don't fucking care.
I know. Those scenes, those moments were just for pure fan service moments, Even that Zemo scene, he literally had no reason to be wearing that mask, but that was just for the fans, But Punisher, I'm enjoying it. The one thing I am kind of missing, like his between the beard and between his hair. The only thing I feel like he's missing is like bandages around his forehead and eye to resemble one of his future costumes. Audience, I forgot what it was, but
not costume, Jake.
Yeah, but no, I mean a look is what
I know. I think it's funny. Yeah. Probably they realize they'd be like, he got his new outfit. He could be like bandages.
Like, I mean, there is like a specific variation of him in the future. Where he is wearing body armor, and you see he has bandages covering his like right eye and that stuff. I mean, he looks like he definitely came back from war, So I feel like that's all that's missing with this look. But other than that, this is what it is. He has a skull in his chest. He's out, giving punishment to the bastards who deserve punishment, and yeah. What more can you ask for?
And also the bastards who maybe are just having hard times and just want to make some extra money because the economy sucks.
Okay, that doesn't justify kidnapping a little girl, Jake. All right.
Well, I don't know about that. I'm just saying, I mean, everybody gets it with the Punisher. I say that everybody gets it.
In a how Punisher does do he does take weeks and stuff before he go after a target. Oh, it's like a spur of the moment situation. He usually does do that. He go that far to confirm the person actually guilty. In the MCU, he kind of does shit. So it is very possible to be like, a guy just signed up, but I really need money. The guy has my family hostage.
Guardians, if Punisher has his eyes set out on you, there's a good chance you have no way to blame yourself. So yeah.
Or he tracked the wrong IP and think I'm the guy. I'm just saying.
Mistakes happen.
I have a VPN for a reason, bro. You did all this tracking. It's the wrong person.
9.5 out of 10 times he's on point to his target, all right?
That's that 0.5 I'm worried about.
There's a cemetery filled of bastards that he's put out.
That's okay. I'm just saying.
People do all this and still not kill the Kingpin. It's just crazy to me.
I know.
I get why, but it just be like, the Punisher is really effective, and everybody he kills is like random people.
That reminds me, there's a meme going around how like Punisher lectures Spider-Man that like his mentor is a killer, as if Tony doesn't kill people when it's like literally the only thing he could do. Like he didn't kill Whiplash the first time they fought. He killed him the second time because he was too strong for him. I'm saying.
Tony isn't just killing everybody he fights. That's the point. Spider-Man does, and not that Spider-Man doesn't even like kill
He's
people.
not even against killing. Like he's the same thing. It's
Stop randomly doing it. You're just doing it.
right.
That's how it feels here, not. You just start standing in the room shooting.
Right. So we don't use guns in this line of work, Frank. That's with Bucky, but he does specific missions. He doesn't just go on the streets killing people.
Guns have done them plenty good over the years.
I just think he has two different. I think his van, what he has in the trailer, because he usually have like the legal, the lethal guns, and he got like the stun guns and all that stuff. He has a variety. Old Spider-Man's hair day. I don't feel like I'm gonna ask for. I'll use the non-lethal rounds, and then I'll come back kill the guy later.
I don't mind that Punisher kills his guy because that creates interesting stories. They do things with it, right? Like Daredevil's arguments with him, and Spider-Man's, damn it. I'm just saying. I don't like the idea that people just act like oh, the Avengers just kill indiscriminately. Like no, they typically don't. All right.
People see the Captain America throw a shield at someone, and they got hit a wall. They're like, oh, that guy's dead. They're like, he's not.
No. He should be, but that's how the movie. That's the movie's logic. That's not the movie. Yeah. But yeah.
Gotcha. But anyway, any final thoughts on this before we move on?
No.
Okay. Gotcha. Anyway, we're done the media news audience. Now we're going on to the comic.
Hey, no way, those comic news.
Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead, Jake.
X. Jake, do you know what this is?
No, I can't make a pun out of it.
How dare the mutant community want to turn us into their community audience? How dare they?
If people don't remember, a while back we had the Age of Revelation or something.
Yeah.
And that guy, what's the guy's name? Doug Ramsey? What's his name?
Cypher, something like that.
Doug Ramsey, Cypher, Revelation, everything you want to call him by. His whole plan was he's going to detonate a bomb that mutates humans into mutants. The problem was most of the people that mutated immediately died, and if you already had powers, you usually just died. And the people who got mutated, half of them 90% of them was dangerously deformed and ugly and fucked up, and got killed from being still looking too weird. So even though they mutated, it didn't stop them from being friendly.
Audience, see what they demand for you to be invited to the barbecue, audience. Wow.
If you want the best visual, just read Franklin Richards' story in Age of Revelation. Because he had to watch his whole family die. He got mutated, and it stopped his actual normal powers. And then, even though he was helping people and make sure humanity lived on with Herbie, he was still casually beaten to death by the most random people just came across him.
God damn.
So he looked fucked up.
God damn. Audience, god damn.
But, so, in that story arc, Scott and Beast had their minds brought to the future so they can see what's going on. And, when their mind goes back, they know what's going to happen. The problem is, while you did get Prime Scott, you didn't get the clone Beast. You got original evil Beast.
No.
So he saw the virus. He saw that it worked. And now he's making his own.
Oh, God.
So that's the plot of this. Scott.
It kind of feels like they're redoing the plot of the previous event. Wow.
Well, basically, that was a flash forward, and the event is happening now. The actual event's happening now.
Okay.
If you saw the future, like, oh, we gotta stop this thing, and another guy saw the future, oh, I need it to happen. It's basically what's going on.
Gotcha.
But Scott, being who he is, said, "All right, fuck it. We need to finish the 4. I need research to talk about this. I need research."
Well, why aren't they going to the person who keeps bragging they're so much smarter than Reed Richards?
I don't know. I feel like Scott. I honestly feel like Scott would never go out his way to be like, I need that little girl's help. I feel like it'd be kind of weak.
Did she help her that Inhumans versus X-Men event?
Oh, he asked for help though. Someone else did.
Oh, okay.
But I think it's interesting. He's like, I'm gonna fast forward. Reed can probably figure something out if he knows ahead of time. All the other stuff. And I don't think Scott knows that it was. No, Scott still hasn't figured out yet that it was evil Beast and not Copy Beast.
Okay.
So they haven't talked about it yet. So I think right before this event is happening, he's going to talk to Beast like, "Let's talk about the future, right? You can tell them." He's like, "What are you talking about? I was here the whole time."
Mm-hmm.
It's an interesting plot only because not only is the direct ramifications from the last event, but Jet McKay does a good job at setting up. I think, in my opinion,
Okay.
it's the problem with these plots is that it's one of those moments where like the biggest ramification you can have won't really matter, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Because the thing about it, be real, Marvel's not gonna let you mutate most of the non-humans,
Nah.
even for a short time. We got too many events already lined up where these people don't have powers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and were to do a small amount of people don't care about,
Yeah.
or you just drag the whole universe into another event that people don't care about at all.
Oh boy.
But if you go by the cover and everything else, it seems like it's going to also kill. It might kill me. Like I don't know the best way to say it, but
Would Juggernaut be effective here?
it's a good plan by Beast to detonate it now because Scott and everyone else is worried about the future. But
Yeah.
it might not be the best story arc for right now. I guess the best way to say it.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it'll be like immediately jumping into like if the Metal Sonic, the Metal Virus arc in Sonic, Silver came back first and said, "Oh, the future is affected by some stuff," and then you immediately jump into that arc.
Mm-hmm.
That's
I
basically
mean,
what.
some would say the arc came too soon anyway. It probably shouldn't have even been done. So the last part of the series, but
That's the problem.
Would Juggernaut be
Um,
effective here, audience? Like, we'll kind of be
although
more
this
interested
was
to
like
see if he
manual
gets.
had X-Men 1, by the way.
yeah.
Okay. Kind of will be more interested to see what Juggernaut's situation is in here since he's not going to be a mutant. And we already know there's going to be a new Juggernaut coming into town. So they kind of want to kind of
I
want to
think he's
push
going to
things.
get. I think he's going to be mutated. I think that's the whole point. To be honest,
Yeah.
I think he's going to get mutated and still have a similar power, but he won't be the Juggernaut as he was.
Because
Uh,
we're going to have a Juggernaut stand-in coming
He'll
up.
be the Juggernaut, but not the Juggernaut bitch.
yeah.
Gotcha. But we'll see what happens,
I do think everything they keep framing like the thing is like the face of the Fantasy Four for this event, and I'm like, what's happening? They don't think y'all need to play something. I thought it
Here's
was
the
a
thing.
lie.
Here's the thing, audience. Here's the thing, Austin. Ben Grimm would have a pass to enter the mutant barbecue because who will question that?
I
Think
would.
about it. Really? You don't think Ben
I,
Grimm looks like a
no,
mutant? Jake?
I think
Austin?
question it because they kicked out Franklin.
Well, he doesn't need to say he's Ben Grimm or thing. He can just identify himself as another mutant, somebody
Isn't he like
else.
one of the most famous,
He's
publicly known superheroes on the planet?
Like, imagine just you having a superpower, right, audience? If like you just invite yourself into a cookout at the X-Men.
If they turned down Franklin, they turned down Spider-Man. Ben can't go.
Mm-hmm.
You're not gonna turn down all my friends. And they be like, oh yeah, but you can come.
Even if he's allowed, he can't come.
Oh, wow.
No.
No. I'm
And
sure
I
he'd
still
be.
forgot him for Rachel Reed's mind. So fuck the X-Men.
I'm sure the Morlocks would accept Ben Grimm.
X-Men rules and precautions for me, not for thee.
Gotcha.
I just think it's funny. They erased Reed's spine because he made a thing that could possibly suppress Franklin's mutant power. And it wasn't
Yeah.
he didn't do it because he wanted Franklin not to be immune or anything. He did it because Franklin's power was growing way too fast. It was fucking everything up.
Audience, there's an
X-Men
episode.
probably said, oh, he might do this and do it to the whole race and erase his mind.
Audience, Reed has to think of the worst case scenarios, right? And in Franklin's case, we have an episode of the Twilight Zone with this sort of situation with a kid with unlimited power and seeing how
Yeah, it was what it's called. I know exactly what you're talking about. It's a good place, a good day.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good something.
Something like that, yeah.
It's a good something, but it's about a little boy who's like 10, who has basically all the powers of God, who's terrorized this whole town.
Mm-hmm.
They can't say anything he doesn't like. They can't upset him because he'll kill him and put him in the cornfield.
The last person who said anything bad about that kid, audience, he literally put his head in one of those, what do you call those musical boxes where you spring it and then a clown head pops
Oh,
up.
Jack in the Box.
Jack in the Box, yeah. He literally put that guy's head as the head of that spring. So
All because the guy went to listen to his favorite song on his birthday.
By the way,
yeah.
that could be an actual mutant that does that. Just so we're clear, that could be a random mutant that does that. I'm just saying. I'm just putting it up. But no
Well,
Sentinels.
there's enough mutants that warp reality that they can just do that. That's
Right. Yeah, but hey, humans have nothing to fear. No, humans have no reason to fear mutants. All right? They're
Anyway, the Sentinel program is, it has some space openings if anybody wants to list, to deal with the mutant problems here in that audience, So just
remember, it's just a metaphor, except for when they actually fuck up the Marvel universe. Then it's real. But we can't focus on that. I'm just saying.
yeah.
That's also my problem. Like if you want to see them as some of the stories that metaphor is fine, but you can't do that with every story. You can't tell a regular person not to fear the guy who just lasered their school in half. That's very.
Yep, that's true. That is true. But anyway, you guys have any final thoughts? We reached the last topic.
No.
Do better, X-Men.
Do better. Pull a Sam Wilson.
Kratos comes in. Do better.
I'll be covered. I'm actually get a word.
Gotcha.
I think Ben is cool, but I think this is Johnny right here. I don't see Reed at all.
What?
I don't see Reed on any of the covers for this book, bro. I just see all Ben, Johnny, and Sue.
Ah, okay. Well, we know the spotlight's
If
going.
they kill Reed Richards, Jake, you have to buy every issue of this book.
Oh boy.
I'll buy the issue he dies in.
Gotcha. Anyway, so our last topic of the audience is Avengers Armageddon might face print shortage. At least that's what Marvel editorial is worried about. Because apparently, I guess in an employ to kind of boost up sales, they'll be adding like some exclusive Magic the Gathering cards with a copy of the first issue of Avengers Armageddon. Okay, I guess.
Marvel Magic Gathering team up been happening for a while. It's been going on for like years now. You had like the Avengers deck, you had an X-Men deck. The last deck was Spider-Man, if I remember correctly.
Okay.
But it isn't like an out of the blue random idea they had. It was something they always thought about doing, just didn't do before.
Okay. And given the fact that, I wouldn't say there isn't any build-up or hype for this event, but I guess I think Marvel has a good feeling about this event. That they hope a lot of people won't sleep on,
I think it just shows that this event, despite what people believe or what fatigue they have, is probably gonna have the biggest ramifications for Marvel, like they keep saying it will. So they need to make sure they get as many eyes on this event as possible.
Yep.
Which is why you shouldn't be following this up with Klingon Black of all things.
I know. Wookie deal. Audience, like the fact that they brought in Chip Zdarsky to write this event shows that Marvel has confidence in this. All right, trust in Chip, audience. Go follow the way of the Zdarsky. So
what?
Say
that again.
The way of the Zdarsky. Okay. And of course, I'm definitely going to be picking up this comic. And I guess if anyone wants that Magic the Gathering card from me, hit me up. I don't give two stones about Magic the Gathering, so this card's worthless to me.
It's useless.
Yeah.
Well, you can always get it and you just sell it on eBay.
My Magic the Gathering has no pathetic cards, Kaiba.
And then the other one. This way people can buy one and have the card to use, and then they can buy one to, put in their case. Because it's going to be a rare card. There's not going to be in any reprints or anything of this.
Man, it's been so long since I owned the card case back in my Yu-Gi-Oh days, audience. Wow.
I wonder if they're going to bring this to the card game. I mean, to the phone game, because Magic Gathering does have a on-the-go app. When that game did get like the Final Fantasy crossover and stuff, but I don't know if we got the Spider-Man and all the other shit.
Whatever's best for business, Austin. Whatever's best for business. So, yeah. But this was really just a short topic, really. Nothing much meat in here to talk about. Unless you guys have any final thoughts.
Jake has final thoughts.
Yeah, my final thoughts are: we gotta stop Umbrella.
They gotta stop putting Spider-Man in these Dick walking poses. So what is this? Why are we seeing his background?
I have no idea.
Like him doing, I understand he does weird poses. That don't mean every pose how you need a special pose. You gotta have a stack in the face.
Exactly, Jake. Exactly. But anyway, audience, it's been a lot of fun. But we'll definitely tune you. We'll definitely be here tomorrow when we talk about comics of the week. So thank you for joining us, and let's all get some